Well, thank you very much, Rick Ryder. Of course, track will be open right now for qualified. Big block modifies. They qualified first by virtue of time trials on Friday. Then all the non-qualifiers from there went into the heat events. Total right now of cars in the 200 are 37 cars. Top 6 fastest time trialers from Friday. Brett Hearn, of course, the number 20 car. He'll be on pole. Jeff Hetzler, second fast time on the outside. Third fastest time was Timmy Fuller, followed by Ryan Godown, Billy Decker, and Peter Britton. Those are your top 6 starters, of course, for this afternoon's 200. Kenny Tremont goes away at spot number 7, because he, of course, was the guaranteed starter from the Lebanon Valley Speedway Eastern States qualifier. From there on back, it's all cars that qualify through the heat events. We've still got 23 cars that have not had a position into the 200 here this afternoon. They will be coming out in the B main. We talked about that a little while ago. Top 7 cars go right to the feature event. Winner has a choice of either taking the $2,000 and running or going in the 200. And from 8th on back to 23rd, a $500 appreciation award will be given to those guys, and they will not be in this afternoon's 200. So qualified cars right now, they are open to take hot laps on the hard clay here at the Orange County Fairgrounds. Well, again, such a special welcome to one and all, of course. Welcome to our house, the legendary House of Power here this Sunday morning. Thanks for being part of the Orange County Racing family for the 57th running of this Eastern States 200. Keep in mind also, ladies and gentlemen, of course, you are so valuable to us for being part of this afternoon's broadcast, and we could not do it without you, the valuable fans who are braving the chilly airs here this Sunday in Middletown, New York, to come out here to witness this history-making race. Also, we'll be broadcasting live all day long via the internet, live streaming going on through a pay-per-view option on the website of the Orange County Speedway. So we will be trying to alter our telecast to accommodate both markets, both the great race fans that come out here on the campus of the Speedway and the thousands and thousands of fans that are tuning in all across the world to this great history-making event here at the Orange County Speedway. So if you're sitting in the grandstands and you don't quite understand why I might say something the way I say it, well, we're also accommodating the great fans that maybe have never had the pleasure and the privilege and the honor of attending a race here at the Orange County Speedway, but we certainly would like to welcome them. Bringing us into their home. You've come into our house here today. Well, we're being welcomed into their home by them tuning in to us via the live stream telecast on pay-per-view. So for those of you listening around the world right now, this is the Orange County Fair Speedway, located in Middletown, New York, just about an hour and a couple of minutes from New York City, here in the great state of New York on the east side. And tell you what, for 99 years, this racetrack has been in operation. 66 years, of course, with weekly Saturday night racing action here in the 5/8 mile hard clay super speedway. 57 years this historic race has been run in the month of October here at the Orange County Fairgrounds. Began way back in 1919 when what they called the big cars, the open wheel cars, were part of the regular racing action. The very first car that won a Duesenberg in 1919 still exists in a museum in New Hampshire. That's a feat in itself, 99 years later, to have a car that, by the way, won the first race here at the Orange County Speedway back in 1919 still on display. And of course, we're looking at that for our centennial next year. Next year, 100 years old is the gal, and I'll tell you what, she's looking pretty good. Thanks to the newly formed Orange Motorsports and Entertainment that has been doing constant improvements around the campus of the Orange County Fairgrounds. What a great job they've done. Of course, if you're only a once-a-year visitor here to the Orange County Speedway, take a look around. Boy, I'll tell you what, it's more than just a coat of paint that's been added throughout the 2018 racing season. Major improvements have been done in record time, and it's just the tip of the iceberg. The best is still yet to come. The Orange County Fair this year, the 177th annual Orange County Fair, what a great show that was. The entire fair has certainly been also beefed up. Super tons of entertainment being added to their lineup. We're just so proud to be part of this history-making facility here in Middletown, New York. Welcome to our house, the legendary House of Power.
Timed hot laps on the speedway right now. They will run green down the front straightaway. Tommy Vi will be the first car to come past the start-finish line. We will keep you abreast as to the top 5 for now, and then read off the top 12 as they change. Tommy Vi and Joel Mearns, your top 2. Lap number 2 should be just a little bit quicker for these guys. Tommy Vi, of course, already got some laps under his belt here this weekend, picking up the ride in the Southern-owned number 89 machine. Vi, Mearns, and Cargain, your top 3 the first time by. 27.818 was the fast time for Emerson Cargain now up to the number 1 spot. Cargain with the quick time, but Vi and Cargain.
Checkered on the 89.
Checkered flag on the 89.
Checkered flag will come out this time for Tommy Vi as he comes by. And after they finish their session, we'll give you a rundown of the top 5. Checkered has come out. Vi, Mearns, Cargain all go by.
Okay, gentlemen, first session is over. You can take it back to your pits. Take it back to your pits.
And it looks like
Go ahead for Mike.
top of the hill is the 89 of Travis Brockner. Then Joel Mearns was second quick.
Okay,
Throw on my old man glasses. Travis Brockner in the 89. Quick timer. Regular at the Accord Speedway, so a good showing for Travis early on. Joel Mearns, Mike Vigiletti, Emerson Cargain, and Dan Marr. Right now, your top 5. Remember, the top 12 will lock in. The rest will go to qualifying heats, taking 7 out of each.
Go. Wind them up, guys. Wind them up. Wind them up. Wind them up.
Second group out on the speedway right now. We'll see who's able to break into that top 5. We're just going to keep track of the top 5 for the moment, and then we will read off the top 12 after it's all settled down and we get a moment. Ray Tarantino, Walter Henry, Steve Smalley, Joe Sheffield in that 77S. Last year's winner, Jim Hykowski, the number 45. Billy Deek Jr. in the 86. Chicky Brunfield in the 13, high side of turn number 2 right now. As lap number 1 being recorded, Walter Henry out there with Tarantino as their nose to tail. Joey Sheffield picks up the number 4 spot right now. Jumping into position 4 in the first lap by was Sheffield. Tarantino and Henry right together. Neither one of them able to crack the top 5 yet.
26 is moving and he shouldn't be. 26 is going up there and he shouldn't be. No.
White flag out one more time around.
54 go up there and then where's the M1? The M1 of Mary. We're back there. Way back there. M1 of Mary. And the 58 right there also. Right
Checkered.
Checkered coming out right now as Tarantino and Henry go by. Jimmy Hykowski in the 45 with a very, very strong lap. Defending champion of this race. Jimmy Hykowski puts himself on the number 1 spot. Brockner still is second quick. Joel Mearns is third. Vigiletti 4th. And Joey Sheffield now rounded out your top 5 as of the moment. Remember, top 12 will lock in.
He took an extra lap.
Yes, and you got the
22
07
did
up
too.
there. Make sure you got everybody you need. I need the 07 in this group also. See the 07 and 58's in this
He's
group
back
too.
here. He's back here.
58 and the 07 are both in this
Third group set to come out. Danny Hedges in the 78H machine. Picking up the ride in his daughter's street stock that Noel came out with.
33, stay right there, 33. You're not going out in this group. 58, go up front.
07's got to go out too.
58 of Taylor, please go up front. 58 doesn't have a one-way. 07, go up front. You're in this group going out.
Zach Sorrentino, the 54S machine, a regular at the Lebanon Valley Speedway.
Go right around him,
Tom Salerso. And the number 52,
Okay, when that 58 gets up there, Slim, send them out.
Jim Marr, the around-the-clock towing M1 machine, 2018 point champion here at the Orange County Fair Speedway, multi-time feature winner. Kevin Skelly, always a very, very strong outside invader. You can look for his time to be up near the top as well. Ryan Modiano in the 07, and Wayne Taylor, the Flying Taxi, scheduled to come out in group number 3.
Go, get on the gas, guys. Get on the gas. We're going green. We're going green right here.
Green this time down off of corner number 4. Kevin Skelly will lead them down the front straightaway to the green flag here for group number 3 of timed hot laps. Skelly and Marr. Keep an eye on the two of them in this group, as they are always, always very, very quick. Taylor and Sorrentino as well.
Sit on this last group. 2 cars were missing. Out of the group 4. One down here, but we got one more. We got Charlie Dobbs there. 33.
Bert, will you push that car up here first and then come get the other one? That guy right there. Give him a push and then come up here and get the next one.
Because Frank's going to have to add him to the heat. I know we're missing a car for the last group. And I'm trying to figure out who it is, but I don't have a sheet. We got one spinning over there. It's not this. Okay.
He's not on the line, Murray.
Thank you.
Yellow, yellow. How many laps do you have left? 2 in. Okay, green.
Zach Sorrentino went around over in corner number 2.
Green and white together and a checker.
Jim Marr puts himself up on the top spot. Jimmy Marr and Mike Skelly. We told you to keep an eye on the two of them.
No, green, white checker. Green.
And Jim Marr has put himself up on the pole for the 25-lap Street Stock Shootout Series event as of Group 3.
Line about 67, go green.
Skelly, second quick right now. Hajkowski, third. By fourth. And Sorrentino, spot 5. And Green coming back out. Green back out. Skelly works it down through 3 and 4 right now. Out of North Branch, New York, the Skelly's towing. Deckelman racing number 67 machine. Sorrentino looks like he's moved himself up to the number 3 spot. Checkered coming out. And a whole lot of things shook up there. 4 guys in that group put themselves into the top 4. Jim Marr, Skelly, Sorrentino. The 07 of Ryan Modiano, 4th fastest at the moment. Jimmy Hajkowski. Fourth and final group for the street stock, set to come out onto the racing surface.
Don't go on the track if he can help it.
We got one down here that I think he's broke. He's broke?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Problems with Edgar Hedges, the 33H. Edgar Hedges, the 33H. Problems on pit row, not able to pull away. And LOD
Okay, guys, wind them up. Wind them up. We're gonna
Larry O'Donnell needed a little helping hand to get it fired up, but he's got the Mckee Mercantile-owned number 26 machine on the track and on point. Final group here for hot laps. Remember, top 12 will lock in. 2 qualifying heats for the remainder. 7 cars will come out of each.
Okay, modified hot lap for next qualified car.
Nick Giardini down the backstretch with Johnny Heckinger. We'll keep an eye.
Seamless.
Charlie Donald, former winner of this race. Kyle Welsh. Kyle Welsh out of Monticello, New York. The number 357, Bad Company Racing. Street stock by the start-finish line. The black number 357. Also always a very strong runner here. Lap number 1, none of these drivers able to crack into the top 5. We'll see what happens here in lap number 2.
Yes.
Okay, now we have a 43 at the bottom of this list with no laps. Yeah, because he's not registered. Oh, he's gone now.
Giardini.
He is
Yellow, 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 turn 4. Yellow, 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 turn 4. Yellow, yellow.
We have caution on the speedway for Charlie Donald up in turn number 4. Charlie's sitting in the middle of the racetrack right now.
So,
one lap.
Okay, Jerry, they only got 1 complete lap, so when we go green
Couple
again,
guys get second, but take it away from
yeah,
back.
that's what he just did.
And
One.
tough break for former winner of this event, Charlie Donald, up in corner number 4 right now, getting the push from the Birch push buggy.
Well, I have him now on a lap.
Okay, guys, space out a little bit, spread out a little bit.
And it looks like Charlie's okay.
One lap.
33.
We'll keep an eye on that. The Lothar's Body Shop,
Around 33.
sponsored number 32 machine.
All right, get on the gas, guys. Get on the gas.
Do you want to
33 car
add?
in turn 3, Jerry. We'll go green on him to get 3 more laps.
Should have him at the bottom. You do your printout.
Right now, the cutoff point for the top 12 is Billy Deek Jr. Billy Deek, the last car at the moment to be locked in, but
You went green on the 33. They all got to go to blue.
fourth and final group.
Why? Tommy Vine drives the
Go, you can go green now.
Or is it not happening?
No, it is Tommy 5.
It definitely is.
33 is
And
Tommy.
problems with the 33 of Nick Giardini. He went way wide into turn number 3 that time, drifted up the racetrack.
Get him down,
Get him
Jerry.
down.
Charlie Donald up to the number 3 times. So Charlie picks up the pace there in lap number 2.
He's good. He's moving. He's going on.
See if Charlie can grab a couple more tenths of a second. As right now he is 3rd fastest. So whatever the problem was, looks like it has worked itself out.
Coming at you, Matt.
Donald down the front straightaway, chasing Johnny Heckinger. Staying in the number 3 spot, 27.319. The lap for Charlie Donald that time, 27.319. And he's getting quicker down the backstretch as he closes in on Heckinger.
Check the flag, Jerry, right?
Johnny keeps it through the center.
Right?
Should be.
Checker, checker, checker,
Give
checker.
him white.
Checker, checker.
That's okay.
They're done. 36 is done. 32 is done.
I'm coming. I'm coming.
I'll just kill him.
56 and 32, you guys were done. You should have got the checker there. You're done. 56 and 32, you're done. Checker flag was out already.
So the checkered comes out.
Checker flag, lap.
Stop your runner.
We're all good. All done with this session, guys. All done.
There you go. That should do it.
As Heckinger and Donald come back by.
Done. I got modifieds going on a racetrack right now.
Top 12 have locked themselves in. We'll give you a rundown in just a couple of minutes. The rest will go to 2 qualifying heats. Street Stocks will run 25 laps here today. $2,500 first place prize money plus a whole bunch of lap money that we'll tell you more about when they're out on the race surface in just a little bit. But Street Stocks will take it back to the pit area. They'll be out in a little bit. We have got a whole bunch of big block modifieds lined up. Tim, back to you.
Thank you very much, Rick Glider. Of course, track is open again for qualified hot laps for the big block modifieds for this afternoon's 57th running of the Eastern States 200. Brought to us again this year by Halmar International. Arkel Motors, your international truck dealer connection on Route 94, New Windsor, New York. The WLR Construction Company out of New York City. And of course, the Pine Bush Equipment Company. Big thanks going out to Pine Bush Equipment. They brought down some ATVs for our 50-50 gals to use. 50-50 is available throughout the campus right now. The biggest giveaway of 2018 is always the Sunday of Eastern States. See a 50-50 gal come by, get on a dollar, give her a holler, and get in on the biggest fan giveaway today for you, the racing public here at the Orange County campus. Could walk off with boodles of cash. Last night, $2,220. Friday night was $1,500. Thursday night was $673. The 50-50 has been well played this weekend, and we thank all of you. Not done yet. Today could be the biggest giveaway all year. So when you get out those dollars, get into the big fan giveaway. We'll give out that number just prior to the start of the 200 today. Track open, playground is all theirs right now. These are the cars that have qualified either by virtue of time trials on Friday or qualifying heats on Friday afternoon. Mark Johnson Motors by the Johnson Racing number 3 J car. Johnson, he's going to be going away this event aboard that 3J car. Already qualified by the heat. He's 24th in the lineup outside row number 12 out of Gilderland, New York. There's Peter Britton, there's Danny Johnson, that is. Danny Johnson in the 21J car. 21A is Peter Britton, 21J is Danny Johnson. Danny Johnson is in turn number 2 right now in the Shackleton Napa 21J car out of Rochester, New York. The doctor qualified 8th in the lineup. He has, of course, won the first qualifying heat on Friday afternoon. That put him 8th into the starting lineup outside of row number 4 for the drop of the flag of the 200 today. There is the 88 car, the Buzz 2 Chevrolet car of Mike Mahady. Mahady is inside row number 12, or out inside row number 13 and 25th starting spot. The 6H car from Mooresville, North Carolina, Mad Max McLaughlin, the Textron off-road number 6H car. He's a qualified car on the inside of row number 8. There's Billy Pouch Jr., the kid's kid, out of Frenchtown, New Jersey, the Pasquale Racing Products number 3 car. He is already in the lineup as well. He qualified with the Pasquale car, which he has very little track time in across the season. The car is always for his use here at the Orange County Speedway. Billy Pouch Jr., the Pasquale Racing Products car, outside of row number 9. He'll go away in the 18th starting spot today. Brett Hearn down there on the outside of row number 2 right now. For turn number 2, he is your pole sitter. And the 3 car down the back straightaway is Matt Williamson out of St. Catharines, Ontario. The Merrick Speed Center number 3 on the outside of row number 8. He'll start 16th in the lineup. The 17 car, that's Matt Janiak. Janiak is already in the lineup as well. He qualified with the Halmar car. And we'll start on the inside of row number 6 and 11 starting spot for the drop of the green flag. Kenny Tremont out of West Sand Lake, New York, the S&S Asphalt number 115 car. Qualified by virtue of, of course, winning the Eastern States qualifier at the Lebanon Valley Speedway. Starts inside row number 4 in starting spot number 7. There's Tyler Dimple, young driver out of Wallkill, New York. 22nd starting spot, the America First number 1 car. Pedals down the back straight away. Super Matt Shepard, the 9A car. Matt Shepard, of course, in the lineup outside row number 7. 14th in the lineup in the Dennis Company's number 9 car. Checker flag rolling on this first group of hot laps for the qualified big block modifieds. We've already got 37 cars in the start for the 200-lap feature event this afternoon. 7 more spots to round out the starting field of 44 cars for this afternoon's history-making event here at our legendary House of Power, the beautiful Orange County Fair Speedway. Rick Laubach out of Quakertown, Pennsylvania. The Lindemann Recycling number 7 car inside of row number 9 for the green flag this afternoon. He'll go 17th in the lineup, qualifying, of course, in Friday's heat events. Here's Jimmy Phelps, the JMB Installations 98 machine out of Baldwinsville, New York, spot number 9. Mikey Maresca, the 7 car, the St. Lawrence Radiology 7M car Out of Potsdam, Massachusetts, 28th starter, Ronnie Johnson in the 2 car. He's right down there in turn number 1 right now. Ronnie qualified by virtue of the heats as well. He is outside row number 5 in 10th starting spot. Tommy Meyer, the 33 to 3rd car, the Schottmeyer Brothers Racing, number 33 to 3rd. Popular driver here at the Orange County Speedway, inside row number 15, 29th the starting spot. Jessica Zemkin Friesen down there in turn number 2, following her husband, Stuart Friesen, out of turn number 2. Stewie out of Sprankers, the 44, the Hallmark car. He will go outside, inside of row number 10. His wife, Jessica Zemkin Friesen, owner of 1ZT's company out of Sprankers, New York, starting 23rd spot in the inside of row number 12. Billy Decker out of Unadilla, New York, the 91 car. Of course, Decker was a fast time trialer, 5th fastest timer in the Smith Site Development number 91 car, starting on the inside of row number 3 at the drop of the green flag this afternoon. Jimmy Horton out of the Shannon Station, New Jersey, former track champion here at the legendary House of Power, driving the Halbar number 43 car. He'll start on the inside of row number 16, 31st in the lineup. Matt Hitchcock out of Stony Point, New York, in the Alexis Marine number 33H car. Qualifier in the heat event. Hitchcock, 29th starting spot for him this afternoon. Field up the speed right now. Second hot lap session for the time trialer of the qualified cars for the big block modified event here today. There's Chris Schultz, the 24 car from Pauling, New York, The Rock. 52-year-old driver. 30th starting spot for him this afternoon. Brian Crummell in the 17Z car. Popular driver at the Orange County Fair Speedway on a weekly basis. Crummell in the David Zubikowski owned 17Z car, 36 in the lineup outside of row number 18. Kyle Armstrong, the 11A car, qualified for the 200. He is starting in spot number 21, inside row number 11 from New Milford, Connecticut in the Newtown Pools Sponsored Modified. Checkered flag coming out on the second group of qualified hot lap cars for the big block modifieds for the 57th running of the Eastern States 200. Third group of hot lap session cars. These cars are already qualified for the Halbar International Arkel 200 here this afternoon. Billy Van Imogen, the 4 car, down the back straightaway on a Sparrow Bush, New York. In the Escape RV, number 4 car starts 33 this afternoon. Then the number 5 car, the Ringo's Rocket, Ryan Godown, the Escape RV, Dieter Schmidt owned number 5 car, and outside Invader with that car, he is 4th in the lineup, 4th fastest time trialer on Friday morning. There's point champion Anthony Perego, Kid Giddyap, and the Brian Smith owned Superior Remodeling number 44 car. Qualified in the heats, he is outside row number 6 in spot number 12. Here's Timmy Fuller out of Edwards, New York, in the St. Lawrence Radiology number 19 machine. Inside row number 2, 3rd fastest timer on Friday. Danny Creed out of Wurtsboro, the 16X machine. The West Star Mechanical sponsored bout. Qualified in the heat. Andy Mckee out of Sheffield, Massachusetts in the Garrity number 4 car. Mckee is on the inside of turn number 2 right now. He'll start 20th starting spot in this afternoon's 200. Right behind him, the Jeffer, Jeff Hetzler, second fastest timer in the Extreme Energy J17 car, pedaling down the back straightaway in this history-making event. He is on the outside of row number 2 for the drop of the green flag today. One more group of cars sitting down there in the short chute area. The 21 car, Gary Edwards Jr. out of Bloomingburg, New York, in the Interstate Batteries 21 machine. Pedaling on a turn number 2 right now, 32nd in the lineup here today. Another group of hot laps for qualified big block modifieds for the Eastern States 200. Matt Janiak in the number 17 J car, the Halmar car. Qualified in the heat. Janiak inside row number 6, starting spot number 11 out of Warwick, New York. Max McLaughlin, very little track time here. The famous McLaughlin racing family relocating to Mooresville, North Carolina to be part of the big NASCAR scene. Mad Max is on the scene here this weekend in the Textron Off-Road number 6 H car. Did a great job qualifying in the heats. He'll be inside of row number 8, starting in spot number 15 today. Here's Mike Mahaney out of Kings Ferry, New York, in the Buzz Chu Chevrolet 88 car. 25th starting spot for him. Tyler Jazembowski, the 88 T car, popular name of racing here at the Orange County Speedway, 35th starting spot for the Middletown youngster and the Johnny Service Station 88 machine. Kyle Armstrong, the Newtown Pools number 11 car out of New Milford, Connecticut. Checkered flag coming out. Hot lap session winding down. I don't know if those 3 cars will be eligible for another hot lap session or not down there in the short chute area. They are qualified big block modifieds, and they have been out at least once here this morning. Track will be open for those final 3 cars on the short chute area. Word from Mission Control. Final hot lap session here this Eastern States Sunday morning for qualified big block modifieds. That's Anthony Perego in the 5 car. Of Ryan Godown. Godown, of course, the participant here all weekend long. The Dieter Schmidt-owned number 5 car, the Escape RV car. Godown, the Ringos Rocket, 4th fastest timer on Friday afternoon. Green lights coming on. Turn number 4, the Troyer Race Cars 21 car from Brisbane, Australia. This is Batman Peter Britton. Britton doing a great job qualifying by virtue of the heats yesterday afternoon. Or no, he was sixth. I stand corrected. He was 6th fastest timer. There's 2 21s, 21A and 21J. They both kind of look alike. Britton is the 21A car, 6th fastest timer. Danny Johnson was the 21J car, and he was the winner of the first heat. They'll be starting behind each other, actually, in rows 3 and 4, spots number 6 and 8. Britton will be starting in spot number 6 as being the 6th fastest timer on Friday afternoon. Hot laps for the qualified big block modifieds for this afternoon's Eastern States 200 have now drawn to a close. Qualifying heats for the street stocks are being called to the line downstairs through the pit area right now. They, of course, had to have some time to formulate the qualifying heat events after their time trials took place, because how they finished in their time trials is how they will start in their respective heat qualifiers for the street stocks. There will be 2 qualifying heat events for the street stocks here this afternoon. Top 7 cars will go to their feature event, paying for the first time ever in the history of Eastern States Racing, $2,500. That's the first place check. Lots of money also coming into the series here this year. Second race in their series for street stocks. Rick's got all that information. Of course, he'll be telling you that as the afternoon goes on here and as the street stocks take their place on the speedway. Again, if you've just joined us here at the campus of the Orange County Fairgrounds, a big hearty welcome. Eastern States Sunday, 4th day of this racing festival here at the historic Orange County Fairgrounds. Those of you streaming us live in your homes at home, thank you for bringing us into your home, and now welcome to our house, the legendary House of Power here in Middletown, New York, for this historic racing festival. 99-year-old facility, 57 years we've been conducting this impressive race for the big block modifieds. 4-day festival began on Thursday night here at the Speedway with a short track Super Series hard clay finale. $49,000 purse went out for that 50-lap feature. $10,000 went to the winner, who was the 2A of Mckee. Then on Friday, that was the big day for sportsmen here at the Speedway. A $5,000 first place paycheck for the Eastern States 50-lap feature. It looked like it was going to be a win for the 4-car of Howie Finch III. That was not the same. Howie Finch III, of course, impressively looked to be the winner on Friday night here for the Eastern States 50-lap sportsman feature. Things changed at the midnight hour, the stroke of 12. They discovered that there was an illegal camshaft in tech. They teched these cars very, very meticulously, and 3 times a test went on to the car. They pulled the camshaft out, and it did not meet the rulebook specifications for a sportsman motor here at the Speedway. The win was stripped from Finch, and it was given, of course, to second place man Jared Labaugh in the Wholesale Grocers number 38 car. He is now credited with the $5,000 win for Friday night. Last night, if you did not join us, boy, what another exciting night of stock car racing, primarily a small block modified day, as Saturday has turned into be here for Eastern States. Time trials, hot laps, qualifying heats, and of course the big 100-lap feature last night looked to be a sure shot win for Stuart Friesen on a borrowed ride. The cars, that motor that Stuart usually drives on a regular basis at the Speedway, the 44 car, developed motor problems at hot laps yesterday morning. Did not have time with the rigorous schedule that we have, did not have time to change a motor. So that's when the 14 car of C.G. Morey came into play and gave him the keys to the 14 car. Said, here, you'll have to do a little bit of adjustments to it, of course, to fit into the car. They thought they had enough weight at it. The car was impressive last night in the 100-lapper. Hearn, at one point, looked like he had something for him, but then at the checkered flag, Stuart Friesen was the winner across the line by a long shot, came up 11 pounds short on the scale. And of course, as we told you earlier here, the whole story about that, rules are rules. Stuart Friesen was stripped of the $15,000 win last night, and the win went to the second place man, who was Brett Hearn. Hearn picked up the $15,000 credit last night, talked to us in Victory Lane, said, hey, I know how Stuart feels. It happened to him last year when he came up a couple of pounds shy and was stripped of the Eastern States win. So the drivers know how they feel. It was certainly an inadvertent move on the crew's behalf. Stewie Quick hopped into the C.G. Morey car yesterday afternoon for qualifying, qualified at fast time, parked it on the pole, but there's about a 40-pound weight difference between two drivers. The car was built for C.G. Morey, who's a much huskier stature than Stuart Friesen is, and they thought they had enough weight at it, but at the checkered flag mark, there was only about a half an inch of fuel left in that cell. 8 pounds per gallon, so there was only about maybe 3/4 of a gallon left. They came up 11 pounds shy on the scale. That's how Brett Hearn is being credited, the 2018 winner of the small block Eastern States 100 race. Today, of course, the most history-making day of 4 days here at the Orange County Fair Speedway, as the big block modifieds have now gone to the line, of course, for their time trials and heats. That all took place on Friday. Today, last chance qualifier is going to be a B main, not a consolation. Told you about that earlier this morning. 23 cars are set for the 25-lap B main. Top 7 cars will qualify. The final 7 cars going into this afternoon's 44-car lineup for the Eastern States 200. Winner does have an option, as we told you before, to take a $2,000 paycheck or take the starting spot in the 200. 99% of the time, you'll see race drivers are race drivers. They will not take the what's behind door number 1 and get out the lawn chair. They'll take the starting spot in the 200 because that, of course, itself is worth a total of $173,000 in first place prize money, and $2,000 is even your 15th place payoff. So even if the winner of the B main gets 15th or better, he's still guaranteed at least that $2,000 paycheck. So no doubt the winner will go right to the 200 here this afternoon. Second, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, and seventh also go to the 200. That does not carry a paycheck with it, but non-qualifiers back to 23rd, $500 courtesy check from the Orange Motorsports and Entertainment Company, thanking them for their efforts here on Eastern States weekend. Well over $350,000 worth of prize money has gone into this historic racing festival. That does not include, of course, lap prize sponsorships. That's a big part of Eastern States weekend. Lap prize sponsorships have always been a very important part of the program for the drivers. We'll be notoriously noting who has sponsored laps for the 200 as time permits here today. Again, next event on the Speedway will be the first of 2 qualifying heat events for our street stocks as they go at it for some impressive paychecks here on Eastern States weekend. Lots happening back behind the full cover grandstand over here on the grandstand side in the Midway Plaza. Boy, there are some must-do things down there. The Danny Doolin Fund, of course, we talked to you earlier about. All weekend long, we've been talking to you about contributing for the injured driver, Danny Doolin. We told you about as much about it, the details as we could tell you as to the work-related incident which has changed the entire lives of the family of Danny Doolin. The family has left Jeremy Markle, raced the car this weekend. The car is on display. Make a donation for the Danny Doolin Fund. Get to sign the car. The car is on display behind the full-covered grandstand. It will be taken over behind the backstretch area into the backstretch drive-in in a little while from now also. So Danny Doolin, who will never be behind the wheel of a stock car again due to that work-related injury a couple of days ago. Racing people are family. Whether they're blood relatives or not, they are family. We want to help the Doolin family in the best way that we know, so we ask that you be generous. Sign the race car if you make a donation. Just a nice little sportsman-like gesture of the Doolin family. Hard Clay Souvenir Racing Programs. That's a must for Eastern States weekend. Available downstairs below the full-covered grandstand. Eastern States Apparel is almost a sellout. Buzzy's Apparel Shop below the full-covered grandstand. And in the backstretch drive-in carries your apparel. Eastern States weekend, of course, souvenir programs we mentioned. That's a must-buy purchase. Also downstairs is Carl Fredrickson from Speedway Illustrated Magazine. $10 yearly subscription special, plus a beautiful Speedway United We Stand t-shirt when you buy a $10 yearly subscription. Free copies of the Area Auto Racing News also available throughout the campus of the Orange County Speedway this weekend. So much to see and do here at the legendary House of Power for the 57th running of this historic Eastern States Racing Festival. Well, again, lots happening downstairs behind the full-covered grandstand. Of course, the Allison Rickey T-shirt sales are on. Don't forget that the raffle for that beautiful custom cornhole tournament set that they're raffling off down there at the Allison Rickey display. $5 donation for the raffle ticket goes right to the Miles of Hope Breast Cancer Foundation research, and that is something that she has been passionate about all season long. We thank them for that. The Halmar 55 car, the lovely Allison Rickey, of course, here at the Orange County Speedway, and they've got a great display down there, and to benefit the Miles of Hope Breast Cancer Research Foundation. Also, hey, Mckee fans, stop on down and check out the Wild Child Track Swag. Many colors and styles to choose from. Make sure you get your long sleeve tee or hoodie for the cold nights of Eastern States Racing here today. Newborn, infant, and toddler tees are also here. Women's hats and tote bags available from the Mckee Racing Team trailer. Hoodies, tees, dry fit camo hex and competitor tees, long sleeve sport wick tees, camo hex hoodies, large selection of the women's tees, tanks, and hoodies, new hats, youth tees, hoodies, and camo tech tees, new decals, canned koozies, winter caps, and just a little bit of their offering at the Andy Mckee display downstairs behind the full-covered grandstand in the concession midway. Also like to make mention, of course, the annual Orange County Fair Speedway Motorsports Show. That's where the point awards are handed out. Saturday, Sunday, March the 23rd and 24th. In the afternoon hours of the 24th on March is where the points fund and the trophies will be handed out for all the racing divisions. We've gone to modern day style and have abandoned the banquet format that so many tracks have had. We had it for many years ourselves, but drivers and fans and teams no longer have to spend the money for banquet tickets. They just have to come out to the annual show here at the Speedway at the arena, the Orange County Fair Speedway Motorsports Show, March 23rd and 24th, and that is where the points checks are given out, of course, and the awesome trophies as well. So lots happening throughout the winter months here throughout the Orange County campus. The snow might build up, but we've still got a lot happening on the campus of the Orange County Fairgrounds. And we'll recall the 2018 season during the Middletown Motorsports Car Show, the Orange County Speedway Car Show on March 23rd and 24th. Descott Lottery Calendar, been telling you about that. It's available behind the full covered grandstand, $20 racing calendar with over $2,700 in cash prizes that you can gain back in return. 80 chances to win in the Descott Cash Racing Calendar. Orange County Speedway Calendar Special Edition at Buzzy's Apparel Store, almost a complete sellout right now. So you want to get down there and check out the great stuff that Dave has available at the Buzzy's Apparel Shop. Die-cast collectibles, all kinds of scales, all kinds of divisions. Boy, they've got a lot of great stuff at the all brand new Buzzy's Apparel Shop right below us here on the full covered grandstand side. Told you again about the huge swap meet, Lebanon Valley Speedway. You always get to hear about this on Eastern States Weekend. 500 plus vendors on Sunday, November the 4th, the 35th annual huge swap meet, Lebanon Valley Speedway. Check it on out. Of course, don't forget November 3rd and 4th, that's the big event at the Bethel Motor Speedway, their Novemberfest. A lot of great racing over the weekend at the asphalt track of Bethel Motor Speedway, about 45 minutes from the Orange County Fairgrounds. Lots of Orange County fans and drivers are participants at the Bethel Motor Speedway. Halloween Havoc at the Accord Speedway on October the 27th. Big day of racing, October 27th at the Accord Speedway. And of course, don't forget about the Gobbler. That's the classic event coming up at Accord right around Thanksgiving in the month of November. So lots happening all around the northeastern part of New York for stock car racing action. It's not over here when the final checker flag flies this afternoon at the Orange County Speedway. Still got lots of great stuff racing related happening in the months of October and November. So you got the itch for racing. You had enough with the rain word all year long. Well, we got lots of racing action still for the balance of October and November here in the state of New York. Big part of Eastern State Sunday is always street stock racing here at the Orange County Speedway. And boy, this year, they're going at it for the biggest purse ever in the history of street stock excitement at Orange County. Lots of lap price sponsorships have now come about. They're still taking money for lap price sponsorships. The series information, here is your Sunday afternoon street stock announcer for Eastern States Weekend, Rick Ryder. He'll tell you a whole lot more about the street stock portion of Sunday Eastern States racing action.
Thank you so much, Tim. The 2018 Tri-Counties Automotive Street Stock Shootout Series running race number 2 here today. The first one was held on September the 30th at the Bethel Motor Speedway with Walter Henry bringing home the series opener that day. Come a long way has the series. It is in its third season, started back in 2016. Today, Eastern States, October 21st, is the second race. October the 27th, the Halloween Howler at the Accord Speedway will be race number 3. November the 4th, boy, this is the big one. 100 laps at the Bethel Motor Speedway on the quarter-mile asphalt track on November the 4th. And then the season will conclude November the 24th at the Accord Speedway at the Gobbler Racing Festival. So those are the 5 races here in the 2018 Tri-County Automotive Street Stock Shootout Series. Tri-County Automotive out of South Fallsburg, New York, a $3,200 point fund for this series this year. But they have a lot of help along the way. Of course, Tri-County Automotive, the major sponsor, Tony Garaguso, TJ Motorsports. Our good friend, Mr. Rob Sedita from Sedita One Motorsports, on board as a series sponsor as well. The Engine Shop out of Middletown, New York. Former champions of this event, all 3 of them are here. In 2015, Jimmy Marr was the overall point winner. 2016, it was Kyle Welsh. And in 2017, it was the rooftop shuffler, Little Joel Mearns, who was the overall point series champion. Joel Mearns, Kyle Wright, and Charlie Hoteling, they are the gentlemen that run this series. It is put on by those guys. They are all former street stock racers that have a passion for the full fender racing and want to give back to their fellow competitors. And because they know exactly what these guys go through on a normal Saturday night basis, the purses that they run are generally much smaller than the bigger classes. But this weekend, a great big $2,500 payday for the winner. And we have got lap sponsors, and we've got Contingency Awards. I want to let you know some of these special awards that are being given out. The winner of the Consi will be getting $100 courtesy of Sedita Motorsports. Second place in the Consi, also going to get an extra $20 bill courtesy of Lois Duvall. The first shootout series regular across the line, once again, courtesy of Sedita Motorsports, $150. The Hard Charger Award, that's right, the guy who starts the farthest back and makes it the closest to the front, will pick up a $100 bonus, courtesy of DJ Riley Construction. The Farthest Tow Award, hey, whoever drove the longest distance to get here on this Eastern State Sunday will grab a $50 bonus, courtesy of Always Hair, putting up $50 to the Farthest Tow. The Tough Luck Award, well, this is one that we hate to give out, but it is an award that is given to the driver who has the best run going or just has something go wrong for the weekend and deserves a little extra something. Rob Rowe Racing, that's right, our buddy Rob Rowe, a former street stock standout himself, putting up $100. The 8th place finisher, that's right, the 8th place finisher, being given an extra $100, courtesy of multi-time winner and track champion in the street stock ranks here at Orange County Fair Speedway, Mr. Andy Dembeck. Andy Dembeck piloted the number 8 for many a years, and he is putting up a $100 bonus to today's 8th place finisher. The halfway leader at the halfway point, my good friend Mr. Stephen Keeler from Rock Fantasy. That's right, they've got all your heavy metal. And man, if you've never been in this guy's store, you got to check it out. Pinball machines, we have a racing pinball tournament there every season. And Steve Keeler, been a lifetime race fan. Our sincerest condolences going out to Stephen for the loss of his mother recently. Lived a long and prosperous life, was a longtime fan, sat up in these full-covered grandstands for many a season with her husband. Steve losing his mom recently, but a very special lady. So our condolences to the Keeler family. And once again, Stephen putting up $250 to the halfway leader here today. The first Orange County Fair Speedway regular across the line in memory of Jimmy Tuitt Jr. $150 in memory of Jimmy Tuitt Jr. to the first Orange County Fair Speedway regular across the line. First non-qualifier, courtesy of JDR, $50, as there are 32 cars signed in. 27 6 will start. That means 6 will not. So the first non-qualifier are going to get $50. And Kenny Reed, boy, the gentleman who puts on the Orange County Fair Motorsports Show up here in the arena, took over a couple seasons ago with the undertaking of that event. And man, he has worked his tail off to make that show special and exciting for the fans. He is putting up $100 to the non-qualifiers as well. So those are the contingency awards that are going out. Now we're going to read down the lap sponsors for the 25 lap feature event. Lap number 1, hey, a big one, $100 going out courtesy of Sedita One Motorsports, Mr. Rob Sedita and his friends. Go get 'em, Charlie. Lap number 2, a $25 lap. Lap number 3 is a remembrance of Jimmy Tuitt Jr., $20. And the third place car, courtesy of Go Get 'em, Charlie, $25. Lap number 4, Harry and Jane Sella Racing Photos, a $10 lap. Lap number 5, Doc and Kiddo. Doc and Kiddo with a couple of laps. Their first one is lap number 5. That is a $25 lap. Lap number 6, the third place driver, Good Luck Charlie from Sean Hart Photos and Racing. Sean Hart, the official track photographer at the Oakland Valley Speedway, and he keeps us updated with race results all day long, no matter what track he's at. He's putting up $40. In memory of Marky Travers. Mr. Mike Travers, a fantastic photographer for many a season, with some great custom photos. In memory of Marky Travers, Travers family, $10. Lap number 7 is Ryan Modiano, Modiano Racing Photos, $10. Lap number 8 is a very special lap for me. I'm sponsoring this lap in memory of my wife, who I met here at the Speedway, proposed to at the Speedway, married here at the Speedway. Unfortunately, we lost her about 3 years ago. And lap number 8 is in memory of my wife. That is a $20 lap. Lap number 9, Sedita One Motorsports, $25 lap. Lap number 10 from the Meyer family. Tommy Meyer and his family putting up $50 for lap number 10 race leader. Lap number 11, good luck to all drivers from Pedro Soto. Pedro Soto putting up $25 for lap number 11. Lap number 12, around the clock towing, is a $20 lap as well. Lap number 13, third place, HBR 03 Racing, putting up $50 to the third place runner on lap number 13. Lap number 14 is a $20 lap courtesy of Wayne Taylor Racing. Lap 15, the second time around for Doc and Kiddo, as they put up $25 once again for lap number 15. Lap 16, Sedita One Motorsports, a $25 lap. Lap number 17 from Jessica Kolka, in loving memory of George Delayed, is a $20 lap. Lap number 18, in remembrance of Jimmy Tuitt Jr. Lap 19 from Emerson Cargain Sr. Boy, that guy's been racing here as long as I can remember. Emerson Cargain Sr. putting up $25 for lap number 19. Lap 20, courtesy of the official flagman at the Bethel Motor Speedway and the Accord Speedway, Jonathan McGibbon. Jonathan McGibbon putting up a $20 lap on lap 20. Lap number 21, Doug Ross says, "Let's go, Joel," $21 lap. Lap number 22 is Harry and Jane Sella Racing Photos once again with another $10 coming out of their pocket for lap number 22. Lap number 23, Carlotto Designs, a partner of the 54S Sorrentino Racing efforts, a $54 lap for lap number 23. Lap number 24, around the clock towing, is a $20 lap. And the final lap, lap number 25, in memory of Marky Travers, $10 going out from the Travers family, and $25 going out to the last place car on the last lap, courtesy of Kurt Hondelin Racing. So a big thank you to all of those folks that have come on board with lap sponsorship. $750 just in lap money. There's almost $1,600 in contingency awards, so that's $2,300. You figure the $2,500 going out to the winner. Man, this is a big race here for the Street Stocks here Eastern States weekend, and they are looking forward to it. The top 12 were locked in via time trials. As you can see, some of the boys slowly beginning to assemble down in the staging area. There will be two qualifying heats taking 7 cars out of each, and 6 of them will not qualify. But everyone getting a paycheck here today. The street stock purse, $2,500 going out to the winner, $1,000 for second, $500 for third, $400 for fourth, $300 if you finish in the top 5. Then it's $250 for sixth, $200 for seventh, $150 for eighth, $125 for ninth, and then 10th through 26th, all getting $100 for a total purse of $7,025. If you add in the lap money and the contingency money, over $10,000 on the line here today for these full-fendered street stock drivers, and they are super excited, ready to go with that in just a little bit. Looking at the current point standings after one race this season, once again, Walter Henry, the winner of the race at the Bethel Motor Speedway, picked up the 100 points that go along with it. Brian Bauernfeind, the Bauernfeind Motorsports 07 machine, here with us as a spectator this weekend, walking through the pits, actually helping out DC Creedon a little bit this weekend, is currently second in the overall points. Kyle Welch, the Bad Company racing 357, didn't have himself a very good time trial session. Will be starting 9th in the first qualifying heat. Sits in the 3rd position. Bob Slate, wow, Bob, a very strong runner. Winner the last Saturday night of competition here at the Orange County Fair Speedway in 2018. Did not take time, so he is going to start 10th in that first qualifying.
Don't know how I could throttle back and do it halfway. I either have to be all in or all out. Up down in the pit area, and the first of 2 qualifying heats will be out onto the speedway in just a little bit.
Well, as we mentioned, of course, always a big part of Eastern States Weekend is the lap prize sponsorships is available for a complete rundown of the racing program. Oh, I have just a few moments before the street stocks do come out for their qualifiers. I'd like to at least begin a read off of the lap prize sponsors for this afternoon's Eastern States 200. Lap 1 will be brought to us by our official starter. We call him Little Chief here at the Speedway, Jerry Enright, the son of the legendary Tex Enright, wishing everybody a safe race. Lap 2 brought to us by the Race Monitor Company. Laps 3, 4, and 5, John Snyder Motorsports Media. Lap 6 and 7, VP Racing Fuel, the official fuel of the Orange County Speedway. Lap 8, Orange Motorsports and Entertainment, Dash for Cash sponsor. Lap 9, 10, and 11, Short Track Super Series, Brett Nair Motorsports. Good luck to all drivers. Watch for the 19 season coming up. Lap 12, good luck to all drivers from the Middletown Lions Club. Lap 13, in memory of Sparky, Jim Reef. Lap 14, brought to us from the staff of the Orange County Speedway. 15 and 16, Porco Energy Products. Lap 17, Jennifer Lillick, in memory of the 2018 Small Block Modified Champion. In honor of him, Brian Crumble, BK Speed, Love Tobias. Lap 18, Pepsi Cola, the official soft drink of the Orange County Speedway. Lap number 19, Eric Avadingo, in memory of Tom Avadingo. Family and friends, position number 19 of the Speedway will get that lap prize sponsorship. Lap 20, Racing Electronics, Mays Landing, New Jersey, your number 1 source for all types of racing communications. Lap 21 from the My Laps Company. 22, good luck from the Mine Hill Boys from Mike Burgell. Lap 23, good luck to John Ferrier from Anthony Monaco. 24 and 25, County Waste and Recycling, good luck to all drivers. 26 and 27, in memory of our former gate man for many years, Herm Bensley, passed away this year from the staff of the Orange County Speedway. We're going to hold it up at that, turn it back over to Rick Ryder as the seats for street stocks are beginning to take shape down there in the short chute. Rick?
Thank you very much, Tim. Give you a quick top 12 rundown. The cars that are locked in. Jimmy Marr will start on the pole later. Kevin Skelly will be alongside. Row number 2, third quickest was Charlie Donald, and outside of row 2 is Zach Sorrentino. Row number 3, fifth quickest in time trials is the 07 of Ryan Modiano, and outside of row number 3, defending champion of this race, Jimmy Hajkowski. Row 4, spot 7 after time trials is Travis Brockner. Joel Mearns, 8th quickest. Mike Vigiletti was 9th fast. Joey Sheffield was the 10th quickest. Larry O'Donnell, 11th quickest. And Emerson Cargain Sr., 12th fastest. Those cars already locked in to the 25-lap Tri-County Automotive Street Stock Series Shootout feature event. And the first of 2 qualifying heats onto the speedway right now. Bill Deek Jr., Billy Deek Jr. will lead him to the wire for the first of 2 10-lap qualifying heat events. And right now, before we go green flag, we're going to send it down trackside to Mandy Pouch for a live interview.
Thank you. We're down here with Max McLaughlin's crew chief, Matt Hearn. Matt, you guys are starting 15th tonight. You looked good in qualifying. Tell us how this weather today is going to impact the racing.
I think the weather here is pretty spotty. This cloud coverage could make a little bit different race today. Last night we saw a lot of tire wear, and I think today's probably going to be the same. But you're really just going to have to stay up on the cars that are coming in the pits and see who's running tires down.
All right, good luck tonight.
Thanks.
Well, thank you very much, Mandy. We'll be getting live updates and interviews from the pit area on and off all day long. We look forward to that. But right now, we will turn our attention to the street stocks over in turn number 1 and 2. Billy Deek Jr. on the inside will start up on the pole out of Bendham, Connecticut. Walter Henry, current series point leader, alongside. Chris Giardini will go away in spot number 3 with Danny Hedges alongside spot number 4. Jay Smalley, the Putnam Propane 22S, will start in spot 5 alongside of him. The 36 of Johnny Heckinger. Row number 4 then goes to Paul Harding Jr. and the 49 of Ronnie Constable, and Kyle Welsh and Bob Slate scheduled to go away back in row number 5. 10-lap qualifying heat events for the street stocks here today. The Tri-County Automotive Street Stock Shootout Series underway here at the Orange County Fair Speedway. Deek and Henry down into corner number 1. Deek keeps it on the inside. Henry on the top lane, and Bill Deek gets the advantage down the back straightaway. opening up about a car length lead over Henry and Giardini. Hedges in the 4th spot, goes in, dives it down to the bottom side. Side by side, they'll go for the number 5 spot. Down the front straightaway, sunshine in their eyes, and it is Billy Deek shining into corner number 1 on the top spot. Henry gonna take a peek to the bottom side, try and get a run off the low line. Working over race leader Deek down the back straightaway. Giardini is 3rd. Hedges and Heckinger 4 and 5. Bobsley trying to make his way from the tail side of the field. Started back in spot number 10. Picked off 3 cars already and sits in the number 7 spot. By the start-finish line, Deek and Henry right together, nose to tail. Deek goes up the racetrack, tries to keep the momentum built up. Here comes Walter Henry down to the bottom side, and Henry swings by, picks up the number 1 spot. Not a great qualifying effort, but he has got the odds set up right now as he has worked past Billy Deek and picked up the number 1 spot. Current series point leader here in 2018. Track champion at the Bethel Motor Speedway. Now that is an asphalt track out here on the dirt. So Henry adjusting quickly. And down the back straightaway, he will lead Billy Deek in the number 2 spot. Giardini is 3rd, Heckinger 4th. And it's still Danny Hedges in the number 5 go round. Jay Smalley, the Putnam Propane, number 22 machine, 1 spot out of the top 5 at the moment. He's running in 6th, as now he will peek down to the inside of Hedges. They'll battle side by side for that 5th spot. Danny Hedges, a former track champion in the street stock ranks, runs in the 5th spot. Smalley 6th, Bob Slate Sr. 7th, and it's Paul Harding Jr. in the 8th spot, Constable 9th, and Kyle Welsh, the Bad Company Racing 357, rounding out the top 10 running order. Coming up to the halfway point, 5 laps down, and 5 to go for race leader Walter Henry, the JBM 171 machine, Shift for Sheriff sponsored mount. Deek sitting just about 3, 4, 5 car lengths back with the Deek Electric number 86. A lot of smoke pulling out of Giardini's car. Boy, we won't have any mosquitoes or bugs down the backstretch for a little bit, as that smoke is just pouring out of there. Tough break for Giardini, who now ducks it down to the inside. As all the rest of the field very, very slow, no caution. And now the caution does come out. As he leaves a trail behind him. Tough break for Chris Giardini. Nick Giardini out of Birchfield, Connecticut, a regular here on Saturday nights at the Orange County Fair Speedway. So the field brought to a slow pace as the pace truck has pulled out. Safety truck also going to take the quick ones around to double check the racing surface, make sure that everything is as safe as possible for these full fendered machines. The Boiler King JBM Shift for Sheriff 171, Walter Henry on the top spot right now. Word from Mission Control, it's time to double them up. Side by side, restarts will be 2 by 2. Henry and Deek up on the front row. Hedges and Heckinger, row number 2. Smalley and Slate, row 3. Harding, Constable, and Welsh. Your 9 cars remaining here at heat number 1. First of 2. 7 cars will qualify out of each, as the Orange County Fair Speedway safety truck field cautiously works down through turns number 1 and 2. Buck Morrow behind the controls of the Orange County Fair Speedway pace truck. Many, many years for the former legendary driver here at Orange County Fair Speedway, owner of Morrow Motors. Also some debris right here on the front straightaway by the start-finish line, and the safety truck quick to recall and get it picked up. 6 laps have been scored, 6 down, 4 to go. Top 7 move on. First non-qualifier will pick up a $50 bonus as part of the contingency packet. Non-qualifiers picking up $100 from Kenny Reed, so they're doing their darndest to try and get themselves into the show later on this afternoon. But 7 will make it out of this, 3 will not. We know that the 33 of Giardini did not finish, so he will be the first non-qualifier. Walter Henry on the inside. Multi-time feature winner at the Bethel Motor Speedway. Track champion on the asphalt, switching over to dirt. He used to be a demolition derby specialist years ago. Then he moved to the 4 cylinders. Now up to the street stocks. And it is Henry and Deke. Down into corner number 1. And Billy Deke Jr. from the outside with the Deke Electric number 86 had the advantage into the corner, but no bite. He went slideways through the corner. And Henry able to stick like glue on the bottom side. Now holds on to the top spot, draws away by about 3 car lengths. Now Deke able to close it right back in. Heckinger is third. Bob Slate up to the number 4 spot. Started in position number 10 with the Putnam Energy number 8 machine. So the biggest gainer here in heat number 1. Battle on for the top spot as Henry slid to the outside lane. The bottom groove opened up for Billy Deke Jr. And Deke takes over the top spot into turn number 3. Henry gonna try and look to rebound, keeps it up on the top side, coming up on just 2 laps to go. Dual popsicle sticks side by side. We got yellow. Yellow for the 78H of Danny Hedges, who had problems up between turns number 3 and 4. Very slow down the start by the start-finish line is Hedges. Former point champion here in the street stock ranks many, many years back. That car was put together for his daughter Noelle, who for a season did some sportsman racing. They sold the sportsman and put a street stock together, and Noelle came out the last week of the regular season, had some overheating issues that night. So she's in the pit area today wrenching for Dad, and Dad having some issues over in turn 4, now takes it in behind pit wall. We get set to turn them free off at turn number 4. Deke and Henry have swapped spots since last restart. Deke on the inside. Henry to the outside to hit the restart zone. Green, 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 and Henry with a slight advantage by the start-finish line. 3 wide in the back. It looks like Johnny Heckinger, the left front tire, has disintegrated. It is flapping and flapping as he goes into turn number 2. So Heckinger, tough break, was in a qualifying position. He will limp down the backstretch. White flag gonna fly, and boy, Bob Slate Jr. came from the 10th starting spot. 10th to the 2nd position. Trying to get himself the 13th starting spot in the 25-lap Tri-County Automotive Street Stock Shootout Series feature event. Billy Deke hangs on to the top spot right now. Bumper to bumper to bumper, they'll take it to turns number 3 and 4. Deke on the low side out of Benderhand, Connecticut. Regular at the Bethel Motor Speedway brings home the win. Slate was 2nd, Henry 3rd. Smalley in the 4th spot. Harding 5th followed by Welsh and Constable, who turned on the air conditioning. Second qualifying heat for the street stock set to come out onto the speedway. 10 cars once again eligible. 7 cars will qualify. Ray Tarantino turned in the 14th fast time of 32 earlier. We locked in the top 12. So Tarantino will start here on the pole for race number 2. Alongside will be one of the many racing Mars here. That'll be Danny Marr. Danny Marr picked up a feature win on our last regular night of competition here at the Orange County Fair Speedway in that number 9 machine. Tommy Pickles out of Stony Point, New York, the around-the-clock towing number 20 machine. Chicky Brightfield in the number 13 will start in spot 3. So Brightfield and Pickles row number 2. Tommy Vi goes away in the Southern-owned number 89 machine. Bam Bam, Sean Marr alongside in spot number 6. Wayne Taylor, the Flying Taxi, will start in position number 7. Number 2 man in points here in the 2018 season. Chris Murphy coming down as a regular from the Lebanon Valley Speedway out of Millerton, New York. And starting shotgun on the field will be the 52 of Thomas Salerso. Edgar Hedges was eligible to start in spot number 10, but did not answer the call. So that leaves us with 9 starters. 7 will transfer. As the Intimidator, as he's affectionately known, Ray Tarantino, longtime campaigner of the Enduro Street Stock Wars, well-traveled driver is Tarantino. Orange County Fair Speedway pace truck drops a Ray up in corner number 3. We're set to go this time down off of turn number 4, side by side in rows of 2. They'll bring it to the stripe. Tarantino and Marr right together. Tarantino a little bit slideways, a touch of contact. Here comes Chicky. Chicky Brightfield down to the inside, 3 wide. Danny Marr gonna try and squeeze through the center and down the backstretch. Marr trying to make it fit. Brightfield holding his line down on the bottom side. They go into the corner, 3 wide. Everybody trying to slice and dice their way through. And they do, and Danny Marr, the meat and the sandwich, got squeezed off the bread into the top spot. Tarantino holds on to spot 2. It's Brightfield down low with spot number 3. Tarantino going to try and close the gap on Marr off the corner. Boy, the back end slipped away just a little bit. Had himself a handful of steering wheel, gathering it back together. Tommy Pickles works the outside lane. Pickles out of Stony Point, New York. Whoa, little contact. Tarantino slides up in front of him. They crunch and bunch a little bit, but everybody keeps it straight. Tarantino, boy, that car is very, very loose through the turns and off through the corners. And everybody trying to take, look out, we got one around in turn number 2. Let's see if Salerso able to fire it up. Yellow flag, yellow car, turn number 2. So rejoining is Thomas Salerso Jr. Of course, his father campaigned the number 4 for many, many seasons. This is Tommy Jr. picking up the ride here today. Caution light turned out. 2 laps have been scored. Danny Marr, once again, got quicker in the later stages of the season, picking up a feature win here the last Saturday night of competition here in the regular season. Chicky Bruntfield alongside. And Marr really outpowered him down the straightaway. Bruntfield up the track. Tarantino able to squeeze down to the bottom side. Here comes Bam Bam, Sean Marr. Problems for Tarantino, and he just comes to a stop off of turn number 2. And boy, everybody did a great job avoiding him. Tiny bit of contact, but Tarantino now going to be off the race surface. Tough break for the Intimidator. Yellow will fly. Yellow does come out. I don't think Tarantino was quite able to clear the racetrack. That car was getting lower and lower each lap by, so either a tire went down or something in the suspension for Tarantino. Tough break for Reyes. He now will get some assistance. Regrouping the field once again. Danny Marr out of Stony Point, New York, the around-the-clock towing number 9 machine. And Tommy Pickles out of Stony Point, New York.
Have your attention, please. Clayton Walker. Clayton Walker, please meet your son by the men's room. Clayton Walker, please meet your son by the men's room. Thank you.
So once again, caution comes out. 7 cars remain on the track. All 7 will transfer. 7 cars will transfer out of each of the 2 heats. As the Orange County Fair Speedway pace truck drops down to the inside of turn number 3.
Stand corrected, that it's Clayton Ryan. Clayton Ryan, please meet your son by the bathroom.
And we stayed yellow for just a moment longer. Here comes Bam Bam back out on the track. Sean Marr got a few feature wins under his belt years ago, took some time off, and has come back in the 2018 season. So Marr and Tarantino able to rejoin at the tail end of the field. So we got 9 of them back out there again. 7 cars will transfer. 3 laps have been scored. It is Marr and Pickles up on that front row. They'll see the green flag from starter Jerry Enright. They will stomp on the accelerator and down the front straightaway. Marr back out to the top spot. Pickles and now Tommy Vi. Tommy Vi has worked his way to the number 3 position, Bruntfield 4th, and we've got him 3 wide coming down the backstretch. Tarantino wasting no time trying to make his way back towards the front. It is Bruntfield in the 4th position. Here comes the Intimidator from spot number 9 up to 5th in just 1 lap. And Tarantino got it working right now on the high line, trying to figure out how to work by Chicky Bruntfield. Bruntfield gets a little slideways off of 2 right in front of him. They straighten it out down the backstretch. Tarantino going to keep it up on the outside lane. Then we come back to the 61 of Chris Murphy. Murphy, a regular at the Lebanon Valley Speedway, sitting back in the number 6 spot. Halfway sign up to the field. 5 laps down, 5 to go for race leader Danny Marr. Murphy very slow heading into turn number 1. Looks like problems for Murphy's number 61 machine. Down to the extreme inside of turn number 2. He'll mosey down the backstretch as the top 3 now nose to tail through turns 3 and 4. It is Marr, Pickles, and Vi. 1, 2, 3. Bruntfield still in the 4th spot. Tarantino 5th. Wayne Taylor is 6th, and Sean Marr rounding out your qualifying runners at the moment. One spot out of qualifying is Tommy Salerso Jr. Leaders by the stripe, and it is Marr and Pickles continuing to run right together. Both of those drivers being sponsored by Around the Clock Towing. Tommy Vi sitting back in the third spot, equally spaced apart go the top three. Side by side, they'll fight for the number 4 spot. Tarantino down low right now. Brunfield to the outside, by the stripe they go with just 2 laps remaining. Tarantino started up on the pole for this event. Runs in the number 4 spot. Brunfield is 5th. Wayne Taylor, boy, usually very, very potent street stock on a regular Saturday night basis. Struggling here just a little bit today. Checkered flag coming out for the second and final qualifying heat for the street stocks, and Dan Marr going to bring home the victory over Tommy Pickles. Tommy Vi is 3rd, Tarantino 4th, Brunfield 5th, Taylor 6th, and the final transfer spot to the 25-lap Tri-County Automotive Street Stock Shootout Series feature event goes to Bam Bam Sean Marr. Street Stocks have now wrapped up their qualifying. Their starting lineup will be set, put together, posted, and they'll be ready to go racing in just a little bit. Big Block Modifieds next out on the Speedway. Tim, back to you.
Thank you very much, Rick. And of course, 25 lap B main. Here is our answer to consolations on Eastern States Sunday morning. 25 laps, top 7 drivers, right to the Eastern States 200. Here are all your eligible drivers. Up on the pole, the 76 car, the Palmer service car. This is Bobby Varon. Outside, the Izzy Trucking and Rigging 3M car, Sammy Martz. Row 2, spot number 3, the M&H Tractor Company, number 19, the Middletown Missile, Chuck Mckee. Outside him, spot number 4 from Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, the Smith Excavating and Paving R2, it's Rusty Smith. Third row, spot number 5 in the Craig Mitchell backup car, the Wapacher Falls Hot Shoe Racing Team. Out of Wind Gap, Pennsylvania, driving that car will be Frank Cozy. Cozy in this race. On the outside of him, the Handsome Devil Catering and Barbecue 97 car. This is Jerry Higbee. Fourth row, spot number 7. Out of Rutland, Vermont, this is Crash Palace 14 car. This is C.G. Morey. To the right side of him, the Advantage Painting number K3 car, Danny Kronk. Fifth row, spot number 9, the Todd Lyons Paving number 88 car, Stevie D, Steve Dodd. To the right side of him, the Falanga Trucking number 88 car, Joey Falanga. Row 6, spot 11. The Smith Excavating and Paving Z car. It's the Z-Man Butch Tittle out of Saylorsburg, Pennsylvania. On the outside with the by Design Landscaping 28 car Stan Frankenfield. 7th row, spot number 13, the Ultimate Restorations 35 car from Danbury, Connecticut, L.J. Lombardo. To the right side of him, spot 14, the Tony Bonigo Landscaping 220 car from Middletown, John Ferrier. 8th row, spot number 15, the M&H Tractor Company 17 car from Fair Oaks, New York, Tom Hindley. To the right side of him with the Van Graal Heating and Air Conditioning 10 car from Warwick, Richie Urich. 9th row, spot number 17 from Butler, New Jersey, the Sparta Trucking 28 car, Jimmy Spellman. Alongside him in the Jim Weber Motorsports number 37 car, this is Chris Garbach. 10th row, spot number 19 from Valley Cottage, New York, and the Blue Fence Company number 16 car, Bobby Hayes Jr. Outside him, the 66 par, going away in spot number 20 is Sean Mandel. 21st starting spot, the 72 car is Cass Bennett. Alongside him, the Sassoni Brothers Auto Body number 20, Rob Rowe. Shotgun to the lineup is the 98 car, the Marshall Oil car, Eddie Marshall. Those are your list of eligible campaigners. 25 laps. Top 7 cars go to the feature. The winner has his choice in victory lane of taking the $2,000 check and breaking out the lawn chair, or turning the check upside down and not accepting it and going to the starting lineup for the 200. We're going downstairs right now to Mandy Pouch. Mandy?
We're down here with Matt Shepard's crew chief, Randy Kazaki. Randy, you and Matt have won a lot of big races. You've yet to win Eastern States 200. How special would that be for you?
It'd be great. I mean, it'd be nice to get the monkey off our back here. It's just a tough race to survive and win. There's a lot, and of course, all the best drivers are here.
Can you tell us how different this track is compared to all the other tracks you guys usually run at?
Unfortunately, it turns into one-lane track, so then track position is just so critical, but it's a balancing act with tire wear also.
All right, well, good luck tonight.
Thank you very much.
Back up to you, Tim.
Thank you very much, Mandy. Now, should the winner of this event choose to take the $2,000 and run, we will take one additional spot out of the finish of this event. So at least 7 cars, maybe 8 if the winner does not accept the starting spot on the 200. Ladies and gentlemen, here we come. On a turn number 4, we are going racing B-main style for a starting spot in the Eastern States 200. LJ Lombardo was in trouble in turn number 1. He did a donut. The field is going away, but 2 cars will not get away. Cass Bennett sideways, and Rob Rowe with the left rear quarter panel tore off the Sassoni Brothers auto body car. They'll have to put that in the paint shop tomorrow morning. Yellow lights are on the speedway. The drop of the green, that all actually began when LJ Lombardo's car got turned sideways. Now, LJ managed to correct himself and take off and drive away, but cars behind him spun to avoid contact, and that's why we had to keep the yellow on the field. Hey, racing DVDs from you folks here at the Orange County Fair Speedway. You're spending the day with us. We've got DVDs available downstairs from Thursday night's Hard Clay finale and the Friday night show, including, of course, the Champions Race of all past Eastern States winners here at the Speedway and the Complete Sportsman program. Both of those tapes, those DVDs, those discs are available at Buzzy's Apparel Shop downstairs below the full cover grandstand here in the Midway Plaza. If you're just joining us, of course, this is the start of the B-Main feature event for the non-qualified cars up to this point for big block modifieds. Top 7 cars get the starting spot, top 7 finishing 7 spots to round out the starting field to 44 cars for this afternoon's 200-lap feature. So, of course, somewhat chilly temperatures, but beautiful sunshine and clear airs, clear skies for this 2018 running of the Eastern States 200. A big welcome to one and all. Thank you for coming into our house today. You're part of our racing family. For those of you taking us into your house by live streaming, thank you. You are witnessing right now the most legendary historical race in dirt track stock car racing, the longest continuously running special event for dirt track stock cars. This is the Orange County Fair Speedway here in Middletown, New York, for the 2018 running of the Eastern States Racing Festival. This afternoon, of course, the highlight is the 200-lap feature event for big block modifieds, carrying a $40,000 first place paycheck. Pay all the way back 44 spots. Total purse, of course, is over $173,000 today. It is $1,500 just to take the green flag for last place out here today. So, it's do or die time for these big block modifieds. Either they make the top 7 spots or they get to put the cars in a trailer, take the $500 and get out the lawn chair and watch the 200 from the top of their trailers in the pit area. Boy, the pit area is stacked chock full of cars again, and racing teams, any more teams, we'd have to turn these cars and trailers on their side, but we wouldn't do that. No laps have been scored. Field still lined up behind the power of the Orange County Fair Speedway Chevrolet Pace Truck. Up on pole is Bobby Varon out of Sharon Springs in that Palmer Service 76 car, an outside invader, along with Sammy Martz. This is Sammy Martz, the Izzy Trucking and Rigging number 3 car, a father and son racing team, by the way, here at the Orange County Speedway for Eastern States weekend. Chuck Mckee, one of the few drivers who, by the way, is just coming back out of about a 2-year hiatus and semi-retirement, but he's opted to go with a 4-coil setup. Now, 4-coil setups are becoming popular back in the dirt track racing world. They eliminate the torsion bar suspension that has been traditionally used for about the last dozen years or so on the circuit, and going back to just the old style shock absorber with coil spring over the top of it. They say they're somewhat more adjustable, but it does demand a whole different style of driving. And now, of course, you couple that with the fact that we put a new racing surface down at this historic oval this year. Some of these outside invaders who may be coming in here and choosing a 4-coil setup are finding themselves with a whole new different type of driving style in demand. On the outside, at Bethlehem, Pennsylvania, back there in row number 2 is Rusty Smith in this business paving car. His team car and his team driver is the legendary Butch Tittle out of Saylorsburg, Pennsylvania, who's back there in the inside of row number 3. Now, Butch has been an on-again, off-again driver here at Orange County over the years. He teamed up with Rusty Smith over the years. Rusty employs his son Ryan as one of the chief mechanics of both of those cars. And the last time we got to interview Rusty Smith was about 20 years ago here at the Orange County Speedway. The generator failed, the lights went out, he won the race. We talked to him in victory lane with a flashlight and microphone at the same time. Here they come out of turn number 4. Green flag flies. We go back to high-speed action this afternoon at the Orange County Fair Speedway. Rusty Smith is in the number 4 spot right now as Sammy March takes the high road down there in turn number 2. That opens up the inside door, and Chuck Mckee is up to the number 2 spot. March 3rd, Smith 4th. Higbee back there, spot number 5. Butchie Tittle rides the number 6 spot. They ramble on a turn number 4 this time. We will put lap number 1 up on the whiteboard. Bobby Barron holds on to the number 1 spot right now. We've got trouble down there in 3 and 4. Trouble on the side of turn number 4. It is the number 17 car, the M&H Tractor Company car, Tommy Hindley out of Fairworks, New York. Lost the handle on the outside of turn number 4. That brings out the yellow. Still, 1 lap has been credited to this 25-lap showdown, the last chance showdown to get a starting spot in the very prestigious Halmar International Arkell Motors WLR Construction 200 for big block modifieds this afternoon. Still on our racing program, of course, is the 25-lap feature event for the street stocks. They just finished up their qualifying a moment ago. Then, of course, this race will round out itself out now with 25 laps in its totality. Then, of course, the big event we've been waiting for the last 4 days here at the Orange County Speedway. This is the Eastern States 200, live here at the Orange County Fair Speedway in beautiful Middletown, New York. So 23 cars, 7 cars go to the feature. Sammy March is now back in 3rd. Rusty Smith is 4th. Jerry Higbee, the Handsome Devil Catering and Barbecue, Beaver Kill, poor Beaver, Trout Hatchery number 97 car rides back there in spot number 5. Butch Tittle is 6th. On the hot seat right now, out of Rutland, Vermont, the Crash Palace 14 car is C.G. Morey. Morey's on the hot seat, final transfer spot. Now, of course, that could change if the winner would not opt for a start in the feature, but I could guarantee you one thing. If Bobby Varon's the winner, he is not getting out the lawn chair this afternoon. He will turn that check upside down, and he will head back there and prepare that car for battle for 200 laps this afternoon. As we said, it's a prestigious payoff. So 15th finishing spot in this afternoon's 200 is still a $2,000 payoff. So if he finishes 15th or better, he's bound to gain back the $2,000 he would forfeit by winning this B-Main. 14th is $2,200, 13th is $2,400, 12th is $2,600, up to 10th is $3,500. So still 10th place finish in an event like this with a $3,500 paycheck. As we say in the business, boy, that's not too shabby. Sending you downstairs to Mandy Pouch right now. Back live here at the Orange County Fair Speedway, Middletown, New York. Sunday afternoon, the culmination of a 4-day racing festival and the biggest race of all yet to come for the 2018 racing season. Qualifying is now underway. Here they come out of turn number 4. Bobby Varon, oh, trouble at turn number 1. Red lights will be put on. Well, Steve Dodd has just climbed from the wreckage down there on the outside of turn number 1. Rusty Smith remained in his car. He's being taken back behind pit wall. Falanga also involved. Crews are going to work on the 14 car of C.G. Maury. Maury is alert and is talking to our EMS crew right now. We saw him moving around inside the car, but they are working to try and free him from the cockpit of the number 14 car. If you're just joining us, we are under red flag conditions. We're in Middletown, New York for the 57th Annual Eastern States Race. This was the B-Main qualifier, the beginning laps of the B-Main qualifier, when a horrendous crash happening at the end of the front straightaway. It all involved the C.G. Maury, Todd, the 88 of Steve Dodd, the second 88 car of Joe Falanga, the R2 of Rusty Smith. Faring out the worst of this battle is the number 14 of C.G. Maury. Crews are going to work right now to try and free him from the wreckage of his race car. Again, he is alert, he is conscious, and he is talking to our crew. His helmet remains on at this time. So again, we are under red flag conditions here this afternoon at the Orange County Fair Speedway. Red lights remain on Speedway for a crash at the end of turn number 1, just after the completion of lap number 1. Crews are working on the modified of C.G. Maury, driver out of Rutland, Vermont, regular campaigner here at the Orange County Speedway. He is alert, he is conscious, he is talking to the EMS crew. However, he will require some assistance to get him out of the car, of course, as a safety precaution. The EMS crew is working diligently down there with backboard in hand to prevent any further injuries or possible injuries that we're not aware of at this time. Again, we ask everyone to please remain as far away from turn 1 as possible. Please do not be near the fence in turn 1, especially on the grandstand side. Do not go near the fence in turn number 1. Thank you. Well, as you can see, a transport ambulance has arrived in turn number 1. They will be taking C.G. Morey to the local Horton Hospital, located right nearby the Speedway. He is alert, he is conscious, he is talking. They are letting his helmet on, of course, at this time because they don't want to prevent any further injuries. It's a very precarious situation. And in a rough and tumble stock car as it is, it's hard enough to get him out of that race car. They're quite confined inside these big block modifies, the way the current design is of these chassis. The crew has done an outstanding job removing him and immediately placing him on a backboard, and he will be taken again to local Horton Hospital for observation. He is alert, he is conscious, he is talking, so that's the best news we have. He did not appear to be in any tremendous amount of pain as he was conferring with the EMS crew down there and our track official. So, again, the vote of confidence is that the car has withstood and done its job as far as the safety end of it is concerned. The roll cage was intact, and everything looked to be just as promising as possible from the turn 1 incident. Again, if you're just joining us, it involves C.G. Morey out of Rutland, Vermont, 54-year-old body shop owner who has been so dedicated to the sport of stock car racing here at the Orange County Speedway, and so dedicated that he actually loaned his small block modified to the winner of the 100-lap feature last night. But the problem was he forgot to add a little bit more weight to the car because C.G. Morey is about 40 pounds heavier than winner Stuart Friesen was, so Stuart could not accept the $15,000 paycheck last night. He came up 11 laps shy of the scale, but he was driving the small block provided to him by the driver involved in this accident here, C.G. Morey. So a lot of bleak results from racing for C.G. Morey's Eastern States weekend, and looked to be in a qualifying position when this accident occurred at the end of turn number 1. Second time this year we've had a pretty bad hit down there going into turn number 1. We have placed 3 Euclid tires well into the ground many years ago to prevent any serious damage to a race car from hitting that area. As you can see now, the Morey car, the impact into that Euclid tire burial area, it has actually taken that first tire and moved it up out on the surface pretty far. So track crews are now inspecting that scene as well to figure out whether we need to kind of redig that hole and put it back down into it, or whether at the point right now the other 2 tires, which have not been moved, are still intact and enough to absorb any further impacts that may have resulted here this afternoon. Live from the Orange County Fair Speedway here in Middletown, New York for the 57th Annual Eastern States Racing Festival. This again is the red flag conditions now being exercised in the B-Main feature event, which is a 25 last chance qualifier for any cars that have not yet picked up a starting spot in this afternoon's 200-lap feature. We have 23 cars eligible for competition here in this event. The top 7 finishers get the starting spot in this afternoon's prestigious 200. So as soon as crews have cleaned up that scene down there at turn number 1, other cars involved were 2 other number 88 race cars. Steve Dodd from here in Middletown. He had to be helped out of his car, but he walked back to the pit area under his own power. Joe Falango was okay. He did make contact with the concrete outside of turn number 1. And Rusty Smith back in action here at the Speedway with 2 cars actually in this lineup. His own car that he was driving, the R2 car, suffered minor damage when it went backwards into turn 1 area. As soon as they clean things up down there, we're going to ask for a replay from Tommy Zabin from our videography crew, and maybe try and figure out exactly where that all began. Those cars were coming full bore down the home straightaway, resulting in that hard crash inside of turn number 1. Tom's amen. The extent damage done to the CG Mori race car, they are going to roll back it up onto the flatbed, take it back to the pit area that way. It's much easier than trying to hook it up to a wrecker or tow truck. So a flatbed has been called out here to speed up the cleanup down there and get the Mori car safely back behind pit wall. For those of you joining us on home and live streaming, our production company has replayed the incident to you, so you've got one up on us because we have not been able to get a replay as to what has caused that accident down there at turn number 1 just as of yet. But if you're joining us on our live feed via the internet, you've got to had a replay there and it got to see exactly where that horrendous crash all began. We get our replay, we'll let the fans here at the Orange County Speedway know exactly what may have caused that incident in turn number 1. Cleanup continues here this afternoon at the Orange County Speedway. Caution lights have been turned back on. The wreckage of C.G. Maury will be taken behind pit wall, and boy, I'll tell you, you can get a good vantage point of that. There is virtually nothing left of the race car from the radiator forward, and the radiator has been pushed back significantly as is hard contact with the trio of Euclid tires down in turn number 1. Well, up here in the broadcast booth, we've got a special guest with us. Allison Mckee has just arrived up here. And of course, for those of you folks who bought the raffle tickets for the professional cornhole toss game, Allison Mckee's going to be drawing that lucky number right now. So if you were here with us throughout the last 3 days and that raffle, which has benefited the Miles of Hope Breast Cancer Research Foundation, which she feverishly raises money for all season long. This is the biggest giveaway that she'll have this season to donate to the Miles of Hope Foundation. They're going to draw that winning number right now for the Allison Mckee Benefit Raffle. So first off, welcome to Paradise, Allison Mckee. Of course, this is a different vantage point from the perspective that you're usually used to. But first off, welcome up here. Of course, you're not part of the afternoon's action for Big Block Modified, but you did look pretty strong out here all weekend with your small block. Up his own. Here we go.
Does that work? All right.
There we go.
Yeah, no, we were good yesterday. Had a little issues, but no, we were good, and I was happy with the finish we had. Today I'm going to do the raffle for the cornhole set, and I have a little boy up here with me. And what's your name?
Ethan.
All right, here you go. Pick a card. ticket, whatever you want to call it.
Ticket, card, raffle winner, whoever. That's a pool, pond, puddle. It's all the same. Here we go.
All right, the winner is Brian Dembosi. I think that's how you say it. If you're here, come meet us over by the fan zone in the thing. If not, I'll give you a call.
All right, we got the phone
Mail
number
it
there.
out to
Good,
you.
good.
Alrighty.
Well, big thank you to everybody who bought, of course, tickets for the Miles of Hope Benefit Foundation. Got a couple of moments. Allison, tell us about your involvement with Miles of Hope and exactly what their research work does.
Their research work does, they help with like gas cards to get to the places. They help with treatments, like your stay and everything that you really kind of need to get going with the treatments. And
This is
everything.
done for, of course, women's breast cancer victims. This is similar to what the Ronald McDonald House does for young children's cancer families as well. So it's mainly to help out the families to make sure that they're with the breast cancer victims, help them get to the treatment centers quicker, and help to make, of course, their journey all the more better. So, well, we can't thank you enough for your involvement in raising money for the Miles of Hope. I know they certainly appreciate it, and it's a great gesture on your behalf. And of course, we wish you success, not only in your racing endeavors, but in supporting the Miles of Hope journey.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you. And thanks to everybody that bought shirts and donated. Probably by the end of the month, we'll do the total of how much we had. So far, we have around $5,000. And I think we made more today. So
Thank you so much.
We've been busy. And thanks to everybody for the cornhole raffle if you bought one. And we'll see everybody next year.
All right, well, thank you, especially because we know that your schedule is quite rigorous as well, just trying to keep all four wheels at a racetrack, and that's a full-time job in itself, but you still take time out from your busy schedule to raise money and hope for Miles of Hope. Thank you so much. Allison and Ricky, thanks for stopping by on our side of the world up here, and stop by anytime. Thanks again. The lovely Allison and Ricky, the Halmar Racing Team pilot of car number 55 on a regular basis here at the Orange County Speedway. She drives that beautiful pink, silver, and black number 55 race car here on a regular basis, and the winner has just been drawn for their benefit raffle downstairs. Of course, what an outstanding drive she's done this year, moving up from sportsman to small block modifieds, a regular runner here at Orange County. Thank you to the entire Ricky Racing family. 3 generations strong here in the state of New York. Track crew officials right now were kind of going to reconfigure things down there going into that turn 1 area. First off, it would take a lot of time if they'd want to redig the hole down there for those first of 3 Euclid tires that have been kind of pulled up out of the racing surface. They may have a better plan in mind, actually, so they're kind of putting their heads together right now and trying to figure out how, A, we can keep it safe for the remainder of this afternoon's program, and B, maybe even change the configuration of that in the future, because it is the second incident we had here this year. Earlier this year during the Super Dirt Series event, by the way, if you were here with us, Danny Johnson pretty much destroyed a race car right in that same area. Now, the Euclid tires are downright blatant lifesavers. That they definitely are. However, when you do hit that better part of maybe 125 miles an hour, it is going to kind of eject you right back into the crowd behind you, and that's what happened. That's where the other 3 cars got involved in that accident.
Don't know how I could throttle back and do it halfway. I either have to be all in or all out.
thank you to those folks for their help here this afternoon. So far, yellow lights have been turned back on, but at this point we are holding up the field due to a quick and ingenious reconstruction effort down here. We're going to try and push that entire section of jersey barriers out enough to eliminate that opening pretty much entirely, and just eliminate the possibility of that happening again. Of course, a big thank you to Halmar International, provided us with a virtual bevy of heavy equipment that we've been using all season long here at the Speedway. Some brand new track prep equipment that we've put immediately into use. Of course, you can see how quite easily it is to remove that 3-ton barrier down there. They will close up that opening altogether for the continuation of this afternoon's program. Live from the Eastern States Racing Festival at the Orange County Fair Speedway here in Middletown, New York. This is the final day of a 4-day journey, which these drivers began with back on Thursday night for the Short Track Super Series Hard Clay Finale. Now, that was a 50-lap feature that, of course, ended out their point season. And Billy Decker, regular modified campaigner here in the Northeast, has been crowned the Series champion for the Northern Tier of the Short Track Super Series. Hard Clay Finale was the end of the Northern Tier points chase. Billy Decker, the $12,000 recipient of the points battle. The win was won by Mckee of Pennsylvania, regular at the Grandview Speedway, point champ down there this year. First ever event at the Speedway. And he was the winner on Thursday night. Friday night, the winner was Jared Labat. Last night, the winner was Brett Hearn. We do have a replay upstairs now on the big screen from our own video company. Yes, it was a 3-wide run out of turn number 4 already. Team cars were Tittle, Smith, and then Morey was on the extreme inside. So actually, team cars, Tittle and Smith, were side by side down the straightaway. They were more or less in the center line of the track. The outside lane was open, and Morey tried to go down to the inside as a 3-wide contender and just ran out of racing space when they got to the end of that turn. So Morey was on the extreme inside of that 3-wide dance as they worked on a turn 4. Again, we want to thank Tommy Zaban for replaying this event with us up here on our big screen. Actually, when Rusty Smith came out of 4, he actually got scraped into by the 3 of Sammy Martz, and that turned Rusty a little bit out of contention as well. So it all actually began coming out of turn number 4. As we're watching the replay, Rusty Smith moved up to the outside of Sammy Martz 3 car. They made contact initially coming out of turn number 4. Smith backed out of it. Smith saw a circumstance happening, so he backed out of that scrape with Sammy Martz, and that's what created a 3-wide circumstance at the end of the straightaway. Steve Dodd's involvement came as he was traveling behind C.G. Morey. And as Morey's car was being catapulted through the air, Dodd kind of drove underneath the Morey big block. So the incident actually began on a turn 4 when Rusty Smith backed out of things, seeing that there was a possible scrape with Sammy Martz. He did not want to bring out a yellow or cause an accident or cause a caution. When he backed out, that's what set up for that 3-wide formation. His teammate in his own race car was right there alongside of him with Tittle campaigning that car. And when they came down the straightaway, the 3 cars just ran out of the racing room. So Tittle was backing, Rusty Smith was backing out of it, being put up to the outside by a possible sportsman-like move, and didn't want to cause an accident, so he backed out of a possible scrape out of 4 already. That set him up for a turn, for a 3-wide scenario down the home straightaway. And that's when C.G. Morey was caught to the inside. They all just got squeezed down to the inside against those jersey barriers and against, of course, the trio or Euclid tires. Dodd was traveling behind the 88 car, the black 88 car of Joe Falango was on the outside. he kind of just spun to avoid contact, and he had no place to go then when Rusty Smith's car was sitting sideways against the outside barrier. So the one faring out the least of it was probably both Falanga and Rusty Smith. Heavily damaged cars on behalf of Steve Dodd and, of course, C.G. Morey. And again, a slow motion replay. Where we thank Tommy Zaban for this, a slow motion replay. When it began on a turn number 4, confirming what we can see from our vantage point. Boy, also getting squeezed into that circumstance down there was L.J. Lombardo's 35 car. And there was significant damage done to Lombardo's car, although he did drive away from it. He had a lot of left side and left rear damage on Lombardo's car, as that was just squeezed underneath the spinning wreckage of C.G. Morey's car. So Morey and Dodd and Lombardo, the 3 cars that got the worst of it. Strangely enough, Lombardo drove away from it. Dodd did not. Of course, Morey did not either. Thank you again to Tommy Zabin for the great job he did do replaying us for that up there on the video perch outside the half-covered grandstand. Did confirm what we suspected was true. And yeah, it was just a situation where more than one driver was just trying to avoid a caution, and an eventual caution became the end result of it anyway. So trying to be cautious and sportsmanlike and get out of harm's way and not cause a wreck, and eventually actually caused a wreck anyway. So tough break, that is what happens a lot of times when you're doing 120 miles an hour. And of course, you don't have time to sit down and map out your strategy when there's a situation like that happening. You got to try to be as quick to thinking as you possibly can, and that's what Rusty Smith was doing when they sort of scraped together coming out of 4th. Thought I better back out of this and not cause a caution or not cause a wreck. I'm in a qualified spot. And all of a sudden it did just cause a 3-wide circumstance, and they all just came together going into turn number 1. Live again this afternoon here at the Orange County Fair Speedway in Middletown, New York. We are under caution conditions. The red lights have been turned out. We are still under caution conditions as track crews go to work right now to close up a situation down here in turn number 1, which caused this horrendous crash. Actually, it probably downright saved the life of C.G. Morey, as those 3 Euclid tires certainly absorbed the majority of the shock. Problem is, of course, when you're hitting a big piece of rubber like that, it kind of acts as a ricochet effect, and it bounced his car back up into the air. That's when Lombardo and when Dodd's car were damaged, when they were underneath the flipping car of Morey. So track crews going to work right now. A bunch of experts in the field of track preparation and construction joined together down there. They figured the best way to do this is let's eliminate that possibility of that happening again by just closing up that opening right down here in the inside of turn number 1. It's the end of the straightaway where it goes into turn number 1. It's always been there, but it may have to be rethought for future use here at the Speedway. So standstill conditions right now this Eastern State Sunday morning. A very welcome, good morning and a welcome to Audrey Katzenstein, just coming up here in the grandstand area right now. Hello, Audrey. Welcome to Orange County, and thank you for being a prominent part of Orange County for so long. Her husband, of course, was a prominent driver, the Northeast here for many years, John, Club Crazy 265 car. So we welcome one of the First Ladies of Motorsports, Audrey Katzenstein, to the Orange County Speedway here this Sunday afternoon. Well, again, while track crews do their job and do it well down there, we're going to continue on with a continuation of the lap prize sponsorships for this afternoon's 200-lap feature. Of course, that does take some time, and while we have a break, an unexpected break in the program, we left off for the lap prize sponsors after lap number 27 for the 200 this afternoon. Laps 28, 29, and 30 are brought to us by Data Distributors. They provide us with the Budweiser beer here at the Orange County Speedway, the official suds of Orange County. By the way, lap 31 is from the 31st lap, folks. Your Eastern States Party Weekend headquarters, which was well exercised this Eastern States weekend. Lap 32, thank you, Mike Sparta, for everything from Cliff Airman. Lap 33, the Orange County Fair Motorsports Show and Awards presentation, March 23rd, 24th at the Fairgrounds Arena behind the Midway Plaza. Lap 34, 35, and 36 from Dave's Racing Collectibles, Connecticut. He is also the CEO of our t-shirt shop here at the Orange County Speedway. Lap 37 in memory of Billy Zariter from Cliff Airman. Lap 38, Middletown Karting LLC, wishing everybody a safe race. And of course, owner of Middletown Karting is John Carbone and staff, sponsoring lap number 39. Lap 40, 41, 42, Hoosier Tire East. Lap 43, good luck Jimmy Horton from Halmar. Lap 44, good luck to Anthony Perego from Sharon's Toy. Lap 44, 45, 6, 7, and 8, Superior Remodeling, Slate Hill, New York, home of the Superior Racing Team. Good luck, safe race to all from Brian Smith and the entire Smith family, Superior Remodeling. 49 and 50, Bob Armbruster Racing Photos. Lap 51 in memory of Charlie Loader from Sharon. Lap 52, East Coast Speed Shop from here in Middletown. 53.45, VP Racing Fuels, the official fuel of the Orange County Speedway. 56 in memory of Pete Gardner from Ben Gardner. Lap 56 also in memory of Pete Gardner from Lenny Creed. Lap 56. Lap 56 was in memory of Pete Gardner and of course Lenny Creedon. Lap 56 also, 3 laps, 3 sponsorships for the same lap. Living the Dream in memory of Pete Gardner from Kathy DeMotte. Lap 57, that's a $75 lap, by the way. Lap 57, Halmar International, 58, 9, and 60. Tire Discount Center, Dolson Avenue here in Middletown, on Route 211. 61, Hoosier Tire, 6234, Porco Energy. Lap 65, Green-Eyed Landscaping and Lawn Care. Lap 66, 7, 8, 9, and 70, Hig Fab Fabrications out of Slate Hill. Lap 71, the Race Monitor. Lap 72 and 3, 4, 5, Crackers Motorsports and Marketing, of course, promoting the motorsports industry and heavily involved with the Bethel Motor Speedway. Remember, their November Fest comes up Saturday and Sunday, November 3rd and 4th. Lap 77, 8, 9, and 80. Premio Foods, the way a sausage should be, in Fair Lawn, New Jersey. Lap 81, Racing Electronics from Mays Landing, your #1 source for communication. Lap 82 and 83, the Travers family, Jason, Matt, and Mike. Cars are rolling away right now. We'll stop the lap price sponsorship at that and pick up with you a little bit later on for that. The continuation of this afternoon's B-Main here in Middletown, New York at the Orange County Fair Speedway. Again, this is B-Main racing action. It was red flagged after 1 lap for a horrendous crash at the end of turn number 1. Track crews have cleaned that up right now. LJ Lombardo went back there, removed all the flying sheet metal off of the Ultimate Restoration 35 car. He's able to continue as well at the back of the field. This race is 1 lap old, 1 down, 24 remain. This is the B-Main out here this afternoon for the Big Block Modifieds. It is a last chance qualifier for an attempted starting spot of the 200. We will take the first 7 drivers out of this event, offer them starting spots in the 200. The winner has his choice of either taking a $2,000 cash prize or taking what's behind door number 2, that is a starting spot in the 200. Should he take the cash prize, we'll take 8 cars then and pick the 8th place finisher as a starter in the 200 today. Yellow lights remain on the speedway right now. The caution light will be turned out. Well, the field has been abbreviated after that first turn incident. Bobby Varon holds on to the #1 spot right now aboard the Palmer Service number 76 car. Always an outside invader here on Eastern States weekend. Has had some good runs in this 200. Varon in the Palmer Service car. Bobby Varon actually won the 200 back in 2003. Has 3 other modified wins here at the Speedway. comes at us here this weekend again with that beautiful Palmer Service 76 car. We're talking about the upholsterer right now, Bobby Varon, a 48-year-old driver out of Gloversville, New York. He's a owner of a company up there called Supply Wagon Rentals, but brought to us this weekend by Palmer Service Center. It's a TL race car chassis that he has chosen to get him around here this weekend at the Orange County Speedway. Caution lights have been turned out. We are set for the continuation of this afternoon's B-Main last chance qualifier for the big block modifieds. This is the Eastern States Racing Weekend. Here we come out of turn number 4. Green lights back on around the Orange County Fair Speedway. Varon drives away with it. Chuck Mckee is into the lineup right now. Mckee is up there in the number 2 spot. Higbee, the 97 car. Trouble on the speedway. We hear calls for a yellow flag. Turn 4, trouble up there in turn number 4. Trouble down there. 2 cars in turn number 4. It was John Ferrier and the car driving away, Jimmy Spellman, in the 28 car. They came together. So no additional laps have been scored. We are still at lap number 1 of 25 for this B-Main. We can call it a last chance qualifier, actually a feature event, because it's 25 laps in nature. And so many times in the sprint car circuit where they use B-Mains and C-Mains, they don't call them consolations, they downright call them feature events. So call it what you want. You know all know what it's going to represent out here this afternoon. It's going to represent the chance to get a starting spot in the prestigious Eastern States 200 this afternoon. Again, if you joined us last night here at the Speedway for the 100-lap small block feature, color commentary was provided with us by Gary Ballou, the driver of the Batmobile, 29-time winner here at the Orange County Speedway, one of the most colorful drivers in stock car racing on the East Coast. Gary will be back with us this afternoon after the 200 starts, as he will help to pace the field in the Batmobile for this afternoon's 200 start. So once that 200 starts, Gary's going to take the Batmobile back, securely put it in the trailer, and then head on back upstairs here to the broadcast booth, where he will offer us color commentary again. And boy, a guy like Gary Ballou can offer us insight that even us as announcers and broadcasters and whatnot, no matter how much limited track experience I myself might have, a guy like Gary Ballou with thousands upon thousands of laps at various racetracks throughout the East Coast, he was able to offer us different insights last night that we can't normally offer the racing public. So we welcome Gary Ballou back up to the broadcast booth after the 200 starts this afternoon. We'll make him nice and comfy up here, and he will spend the entire 200 with us after he puts the Batmobile back in the trailer. So again, caution lights will be turned out soon. They're still on right now as we see down in turn number 1, allowing John Ferrier to come back out and safely join the tail side of the field. Here they come out of turn number 4. Yellow lights are still on. The yellow lights were never turned off. So yellow lights were never turned out. Pace truck did pull in, but the drivers were made aware that the yellow lights were still on. So John Ferrier has joined the tail side. The Tony Monaco Landscaping 220 car. Field is now reassembled. We'll go green next time around. We do have in-car contact, one-way contact with the drivers from up here in Mission Control. Our race director, Michael Sancelli, lets these guys know when it's time to go back to racing. He did not tell them it's green flag conditions, so they can hear our race director. Race director could not hear them, and that's more than not a good thing. But they can definitely hear our race director upstairs. He lets them know when there's caution on the field, what proper restarted spots they belong in, and anything to be aware of on the racing surface before and during the event. So again, caution lights are turned out. 1 lap down, and we are set to continue on with this afternoon's 25-lap B-Main, brought to us by Halmar International, Arkel Motors, and the WLR Construction Company. This is the Eastern States Racing Weekend. Out of turn 4, Bobby Varon fires the Palmer Service Center 76 car quickly from the outside. Rides Chuck Mckee. Mckee pulls into the number 2 spot. Sammy March Sr., the number 3 car, into spot number 3 right now. Jerry Higbee back there in spot 4. Butch Tittle is in spot 5. We've got Rob Rowe in trouble going into turn number 1. Well, caution lights come right back on this event. This time, turn number 1, the Sassoni Brothers Auto Body number 20 car. Regular contender Rob Rowe stepped out of the lane down there and spun backwards into that buffer zone. We've nicknamed it the buffer-in zone because you hit that, you're reaching for your bottle of bufferin. Again, backstretch drive at 107.7 of the FM dial. We'll pull in all your PA broadcast all Eastern States weekend long. 107.7 of the FM dial is your connection for the PA broadcast. Hard clay souvenir program still available throughout the campus, and of course beneath the full covered grandstand, it's just on the inside of the Midway Plaza. Complimentary auto racing newses are available at the various dispensers throughout the Midway Plaza area. Maxwell's concession stands will be open all weekend long, including the Burrito Bowl, the Rice Bowl offering down there. You tell them exactly how you want to build it. They'll build them for you right before your very eyes. 31st Lap Bar and Lounge, of course, will be made open all afternoon long. They've got 3, not just big screens, they got 3 huge screens down there inside the 31st lap. The site of the traditional New Year's Eve party last night here at the Speedway. Orange Motorsports and Entertainment bringing out the best in entertainment for the entire Eastern States Racing Festival. Started Thursday night already, then Friday night, of course, they had Southside Johnny and the Asbury Jukes. Last night, the Beatles Tribute Fab Four Band. Thursday night was a great Allman Brothers Tribute Band. Last night, then, of course, after the Beatles Tribute Band was done, Jacob the Band took the stage for a while. They're just an awesome local band here from Middletown. And, of course, the DJ took over after that. So partying began into the wee hours of this morning. 31st Lap Bar and Lounge brought to us by the Maxwell family. Maxwell's House of Fine Foods here at the Orange County Speedway. Of course, they've got the famous London Broil stand open this Eastern States weekend. I told the folks yesterday, if you're going to do a London Broil, you got to buy 2. The first one, put some cheese on it. The second one, load it up with that great barbecue sauce. It's 2 separate dining experiences. London Broil from Maxwell's, that is an oh baby baby delicatessen. Had our share of cautions. From Mission Control, they let these drivers know inside the race car's single file restart. Single file restart. As we've just about seen a lot of yellow in just 1 lap be completed. So to try and curb any caution circumstances, we'll keep up single file for the restart. 7 cars will be eligible to go to the start of the 200 here this afternoon. And again, should the winner decline the offer to go to the 200 and take the $2,000 paycheck, we will take spot number 8 as the last qualifier. Here we come out of turn number 4. Action continues again. Bobby Varon out of Gloversville, New York, and that Palmer Service Center 76 car takes off to the number 1 spot. The Middletown Missile, Chuck Mckee, the M&H Tractor Company, the 60-year-old carpenter, holds into spot number 2 right now. Sammy March Sr. 3rd. Jerry Higbee is 4th. Butch Tittle out of Sailorsburg, the Z-Man, the Smith Excavating Paving Z-car, back there in spot number 5. 6th place battle is on to the inside lines. Eddie Marshall picks up the number 6 spot right now, putting Garbach back to spot number 7. Garbach is on the hot seat back there in spot number 7. Cass Bennett rides in 8 as a possible provisional. Should Varon not want that spot, but I can tell you what, as the 2003 winner here at the Orange County Speedway for the 200, Varon will go to the 200 this afternoon. Now, the only way a driver would not want to take that starting spot on the 200 if he knows he's got some problems in the operation of that race car and knows that it would not go the distance. So, obviously, things are working well, percolating at top speed right now for the number 76 of Bobby Varon as he continues to pull away from the rest of the field right now up there in the number 1 spot. Varon is in control of the drive right now, way out front with about a 10, 10.5, 11 car length gap on the Middletown Missile, Chuck Mckee. Mckee now secures himself in the number 2 run down the back straightaway. Sammy March Sr. driving aboard that Izzy Trucking and Rigging number 3 car. Strong job as an outside invader here this Eastern States weekend. Limited track time on the 5/8 mile. This is Sammy March Sr., the father, who is in the big block modified. His son had a great sportsman ride on Friday night. Martz right now, senior back there in the number 3 car. 51-year-old driver. He's an electrician by trade from White House Station, New Jersey, in a Big Bell race car. Is their choice of chassis to build their modified around. So Martz rides back there in spot number 3. Jerry Higbee out of Slate Hill, New York. You know he's got a Higfab chassis below that sheet metal on the Handsome Devil Catering and Barbecue 97 car. 4th is Higbee. 5th is Tittle. Marshall is 6th. Chris Garbach. Garbach in the number 37 car. Running in the hot seat back there because here comes Richie Urich. Urich is in the number 8 spot. Urich wants to go racing in this afternoon's 200. We honored his accomplishments on Thursday night here at the Speedway. One of the longest continuing race drivers at the Orange County Speedway. And Richie Urich needs one more spot to get a starting spot on the 200. Here comes Urich to the inside. Oh, the door got closed. Urich is back there in spot number 8. Down to the back straightaway he goes. He'll put the car down to the inside. Wheel to wheel, a drag race in turn number 3. This means a start or not. And right now, Urich is in the 200 this afternoon. Richie Urich out of Warwick, New York, has now picked up a spot in this afternoon's Eastern States 200. He is back there in the hot seat, number 7 spot. And Tommy Hiley has worked around Chris Garbach, and Hiley is in spot number 8. Now keep your eyes on Hiley's number 17 car as he pedals down the back straightaway. That is a very potent big block modified this Eastern States weekend. Urich could have his hands full to hold on to that transfer spot. Meanwhile, way out front continues to be late race leader Bobby Varon. 2nd spot is Chuck Mckee. 3rd, Sammy Martz. 4th is Jerry Higbee. Butch Tittle rides back there in spot number 5. Then Marshall in 6th. Watch the battle already for spot number 7. Urich can hear the motor in the helmet as he pulls off down the back straightaway. But through the turns, Hiley's car is very working well. Hiley's car may have a little bit more in the turns than Urich's does, especially in turns 1 and 2. So Hiley is 1 spot from transferring. Back there in the number 17 car, Tommy Hiley, longtime campaigner here at the Orange County Speedway, running in the M&H Tractor Company number 17 car. He's a 52-year-old mechanic running back there in spot number 8. Well, the qualifying field certainly stretched out right now. The biggest gap of space is between spots number 1 and 2. Mckee continues to dominate the number 2 spot. We call it the bridesmaid spot of the Speedway. Sammy Martz back there in spot 3. Jerry Higbee. The Higfab Fabrications number 97 car running in spot number 4. The Mr. Case Carpet Beaver Kill Trout Hatchery car running back there fine right now as a starting spot. Butch Tittle out of Sailorsburg running in spot number 5. Tittle is a 64-year-old driver from Sailorsburg, Pennsylvania, has always carried the Z number affectionately on his door panels. When he teamed up with Rusty Smith a season or 2 back, Rusty was more than willing to renumber the R2 car into the Z just to make Butch feel more at home in the cockpit of that race car. And at home he is right now as he is in a starting spot for this afternoon's Eastern States 200. Rusty Smith back there, of course, had to take his car behind pit wall after that first turn crash at the end of turn number 1. So the owner of this team is now watching it from back there in the pit area while Tittle holds on to a transfer spot to the 200. Eddie Marshall then rides back there in spot number 6. Marshall in the number 98 car. As an outside eventer here this Eastern States weekend, 60-year-old driver from Ridgefield, Connecticut, in the Marshall Oil Teal Chassis race car. Urich is back there in spot number 7 on the hot seat right now, and Hiley is pressing in for that share of real estate on the Speedway. Hiley is very strong through the turns. Now Urich, the Van Graal Heating and Air Conditioning number 10 car, he came out here this weekend pistol packed with 2 big block modifieds. Friday night, he loaned his backup car to the Tampa Terror, Will Kegel. Wiley Will actually had that car in the Classic race, the Champions race, as a past winner of Eastern States, and started the event in Urich's backup car. Lap traffic is now in the middle of turns number 2 as Rob Rowe is back out of the Speedway. That's the Sony Brothers car going very slowly down the backstretch in the lane of traffic on the outside. Varon continues to dominate right now. LJ Lombardo limping with a damaged race car in the 35, trying to maintain distance down the back straightaway and maintain speed. Cass Bennett is a lap car between spots number 1 and 2. Bobby Varon holds on to the number 1 spot on the Gloversville, New York right now in the number 76 machine, securing his run to the start of the 200. This race is now 18 laps old. 7 laps remain to qualifying for the big block modified Eastern States 200 today. Time winding down. Big block modifieds though It's coming down to a pass to the back straightaway. The battle is on for spot number 7 again. Urich has it, but he knows the heat is on him right now. Urich is in spot number 7, and Tommy Hiley, another longtime campaigner here at the Orange County Speedway, is all over him through the turns. Urich only has the power on the straights, but Hiley has a handling of the turns. Let's put John Ferrier to the mix as well. Leader continues to be Bobby Varon, the 76, about a half lap ahead of that 7th place battle. Mckee is 2nd. Higbee is now 3rd. Sammy Martz is 4th. Tittle is 5th. Marshall is 6th in the 98 car. Urich is 7th. And Hiley is hovering in the shadows like a drone back there in spot number 8. Hiley 1 spot from transferring. John Ferrier, the Tony Monaco Landscaping, 220 car, 2 spots from transferring. Ferrier, regular here at the Orange County Fair Speedway, has his own swimming pool company, installs swimming pools for a living. So he's got the cool job all week long, and then the hot job on a Saturday night racing here at the 5/8 mile. Lap car going into the lineup right now is the 35 of LJ Lombardo as Varon clears him out of turn number 2. Danny Kronk shuts off the K3 car, limping down the back straightaway well out of harm's way in the Advantage Auto number K3 car. Caution lights are coming on the speedway. It looks like Danny Kronk will not be able to make it back there behind pit wall under his own power, so the yellow lights come on for the K3 car of Danny Kronk. After 22 laps of competition, yellow flies this afternoon here at the Orange County Fair Speedway. That K3 car will not make it back behind pit wall under his own power, so yellow lights are on to help Danny Kronk get safely off the playing surface. Kronk, a 30-year-old highway department worker from Stony Point, New York, in the Advantage Auto Repair HIGFAB chassis and race car, will allow him to get back there behind pit wall, maybe help if he needs it. Battle continues for the last transfer spot on the speedway. Urich has it, Hiley wants it, and Ferrier would not say no to the opportunity either. Ferrier is running right back there in the number 8 spot right now. We're talking about 52-year-old pool installer John Ferrier from here, Middletown, New York. The Tony Monaco Landscaping number 220 car. So it is still anybody's spot to have. Urich has it, but Hiley and Ferrier would certainly like it, and they've got the opportunity for 3 more laps to press Urich out of that share of real estate. But Urich will take the for sale sign out of the real estate, out of the front yard of that space right now, and try and hold on to the 7th place on the speedway. Remember, it will be a single file restart. Lap cars will drop to the rear right now after 22 laps of competition in this afternoon's B-Main here at the Orange County Fair Speedway. Caution lights getting turned out, set to go back to business on the 5/8 mile as they ramble to turn number 4 this time. Bobby Varon will bring that field down the home straightaway, hopefully right to the checkered flag. Varon again takes off. Watch that battle developing for spot number 7. Urich has it, but boy, the heat is on him right now as Hiley trying to put a nose down to the inside that time. Down the straightaways, Urich has got an unbelievable amount of horsepower in the Van Graal Heating and Air Conditioning number 10 car. Coming up on 2 laps to go, 2 to go this time by. Varon the leader, Mckee is 2nd. Higbee is 3rd, Martz 4th, Tittle 5th. Eddie Marshall is 6th, and Richie Urich is 7th. White flag will fly next time by. Out of turn number 2, the heat is on for the number 7 spot, the final transfer spot. And Hiley wedging his way down to the inside, picks up the number 7 position with white flag flying. Can Urich pull a rabbit from the hat as Hiley quickly driving bye-bye? Hiley's car showing some signs of smoke when he backed out of the gas pedal down there at the end of turn number 1 that time. Down the back straight with the travel final tour duty. Hiley's on the outside line. Urich will try and press him back on the inside. Checkered flag comes out. Going to the 200 this afternoon. Winner is Bobby Varon. 2nd spot, Chuck Mckee. 3rd is Jerry Higbee. 4th is then Sammy Martz. 5th, Butch Tittle. 6th is Eddie Marshall. And 7th is Tommy Hiley, the 17H car. Well, excitement, especially back there for that final transfer spot, as Tommy Hiley managed to wrestle that final transfer spot away from Rich Urich. Caution lights back on the speedway. This 25-lap B main has now wrapped up qualifying for the Eastern States 200 here this afternoon at the Orange County Fair Speedway. Next event will be the very prestigious $2,500 to win 25-lap street stock event. Here again is Rick Ryder to tell you more.
Mandy Pouch, we need the microphone to the front stretch. Mandy Pouch, please bring the remote microphone to the front stretch. So Bobby Varon coming around. And Bobby Varon will bring it around to the front stretch. We'll conduct a brief interview with him and present him with the opportunities. Tim, we're going to send it downstairs to you to handle everything down trackside.
Well, no doubt they'll send him across the scale first. In the Palmer Service number 76 car, Bobby Varon, of course, just picked up the 25-lap B main feature event win, allowing him a starting spot in the 200 here this afternoon. Of course, the big question that we were told to ask him is whether he will take the starting spot or the $2,000 first place offering. But as the 2003 winner here at the Orange County Speedway, if that car is working up to par, we know he will turn the check upside down and say, I am going for the 200 here today. We'll get that official confirmation as soon as Bobby Varon joins us in Victory Lane, and quickly he comes out of turn number 4 to talk to us. Bobby Varon out of the car right now after a long 25 laps here this afternoon at the Orange County Speedway. Hey, Bobby, of course, the big question is, door number 1, $2,000. Door number 2, a start in the 200.
I thought we all came here to race.
That's right. That's what a race driver normally says. Hey, if the car's working fine, you might be able to repeat your efforts from back in 2003.
All we can hope. This race is a long one, and anything can happen, so we hope that we can come from the rear. We got a good fast hot rod here. The Palmers have given me everything we need to be able to get the job done, so hopefully the driver can get it done.
Took the spot. There you go. You're in the afternoon's lineup for the 200-lap feature. Car working well. Can we talk to you a little bit later on?
Thank you.
All right, Bobby Varon, the Palmer Service number 76 car is taking the spot, turning back the $2,000 offering, and he will be in the lineup this afternoon for the start of the Eastern States 200. Rick Ryder, back up to you.
Well, thank you very much, Tim. Street feature just a little bit as the festivities continue down here with the checkered flag for the winner of the B main, Bobby Varon. Tri-State Automotive, Tri-County Automotive sponsored 25-lap Street Stock Shootout Series, feature number 2 here in the 2018 season in their 5-race event, set to come out onto the Speedway The top 12 were locked in via time trials, and then the other 14 were added through the 2 qualifying heat events to make the 26-car starting lineup.
I don't know how I could throttle back and do it halfway. I either have to be all in or all out. New York, it is Charlie Donald. In your starting row for the 25-lap Tri-County Automotive Street Stock Shootout Series featureman, on the outside pole it's Kevin Skelly, and on the pole it is Jimmy Marr. Give them a wave as they come by. This is the send-off for the Street Stocks. 25 laps, $2,500 going to the winner. Over $10,000 in prize money between lap sponsors, contingency monies, and of course, the purse put up here for these drivers here this afternoon. A great turnout of street stocks here this weekend, 32 strong. 26 will start. As we get set to go, it is Jimmy Marr and Kevin Skelly, both feature winners here at this speedway in their career. And we will turn them free this time down in turn number 4. Orange County Fair Speedway's pace truck sets them free. It's the around-the-clock towing, M1 of Jim Marr and the North Branch towing 67. Kevin Skelly, side by side up through turns number 1 and 2, and Hajkowski goes way wide, opening up a 3-car battle, and Hajkowski slipping back. And up front, it is Jimmy Marr on the top spot. Charlie Donald going to try and squeeze down to the bottom side. A little bit of contact with him and Modiano, but they straighten it out. And it is Marr up the racetrack. Skelly slides down to the end race. Drag races on down the front straightaway. And Kevin Skelly in the Deckelmans number 67 machine has a slight lead by the stripe. A $100 lap courtesy of Sandito One Motorsports. Right there, $100 in the hip pocket of Kevin Skelly as he comes by. It is Marr and Donald, 2 and 3. Side by side, they'll battle for the number 4 spot. Modiano down low, Sorrentino up high. And now Skelly goes way wide. Boy, negotiating turn 4 so far has been a hassle for the leaders, but they straightened it out. And it is Skelly, Marr, Donald, Sorrentino, and Modiano. Rockner down on the inside of the rooftop shuffler, Joel Burns. Burns now with the, we got one around off at 2. Tommy Pickles goes around. Yellow, yellow, yellow. The 20 of Tommy Pickles and the 49 of Ronnie Constable both go around over into turn number 2. 2 laps being put into the record books. All drivers fall into single file, double checking the lineup, make sure we get them back in their proper restarting order. So Kevin Skelly out of North Branch, New York, the Deckelman's Racing. Skelly's Towing sponsored number 67 machine on the point right now. Already picking up $125 in lap prize money for just the first 2 laps. Field getting regrouped, getting the command to go back, double file. Sun shining bright here on Eastern States Weekend 2018 as the street stocks come down the front straightaway. Full fender support division that runs many, many different tracks. Today with a banner payday for these fellas. Over $10,000 in prize money between contingencies, lap sponsorship money, and of course the purse. These guys really, really thankful for that opportunity to come out, show you what they do as they slowly work their way down the backstretch right now. Side by side in rows of 2. 2 laps have been scored. Pace truck sets them free down in turn number 3. They have swapped lanes, and since the beginning, it was Marr on the inside, Skelly to the outside on the original start. Green flag gonna fly. We'll see what happens as they come down the front straightaway. Zach Sorrentino, Racer Innovations 57S on the outside. Feeling some pressure from Charlie Donald. Donald in the 3rd spot. Sorrentino is 4th as Skelly now begins to get away just a little bit. He'll open up about a 2 to 3 car length advantage over Marr. Donald hugging the inside through turns number 3 and 4. Sorrentino way up, and he's sideways. Uh-oh, this might get ugly. Everybody trying to find a way through, and they do. But Sorrentino getting sideways in front of the field. Modiano and Brockner involved. That could have been a whole lot worse up there, but drivers finding a way to squeeze through.
I do want to send special thanks out here this Eastern States Weekend to Bobco Video Company as well. They're assisting our own videographers here at the Orange County Speedway. So for multiple camera angles and stuff, we want to thank Bobco Video for their help here at this weekend as well. Thank you to Bobco Racing Video. Great job they're doing here with Tommy Zabin and friends for Eastern States.
Mind-blowing. Field cautiously now. Single file. They did not score laps, so only 2 laps have been scored. Joel Mearns, the rooftop shuffler, up to spot number 4. And Joey Skiffield in the 5th position, coming all the way from 10th, already picking up 5 spots. Now remember, there is a hard charger award, $100 going out to the driver who picks up the most spots from rear to front, so we'll keep our eye on that.
Talking about magic carpet rides, Gary Ballou fires up the Batmobile back behind the grandstand area right now in the Midway Plaza. He'll be getting set, of course, for the pace lap of the 200 this afternoon. That'll take place in a short time from now. Field under yellow this afternoon, 2 laps down in this 25-lap Street Stock Shootout. Eastern States Sunday afternoon Street Stocks always play a big part of Eastern States Sunday action. It's always a battle of the outside invaders that come down here for Eastern States, and Orange County's regular drivers are at their finest for a program like this. Biggest paycheck ever in the history of Eastern States racing, and I would say in the history of Orange County street stock racing in general. $2,500 just for the paycheck win this weekend there.
Field down the front straightaway, side by side. Jerry keeping himself warm up on the flag stand. Says, next time, boys, we will go back. Green flag. Next time gives them the indication. Skelly and Marr, row 1. Donald and Mearns, row 2. Schofield and Hajkowski, row 3. Mikey Vigiletti up to the number 4 spot. Starting in the 9th position. Caution lights get turned out. Caution lights turned out. We get set to go. 2 by 2 off of corner number 4. Skelly to the inside. Marr to the outside. They'll bring it down the front straightaway. Skelly with a slight advantage by the stripe. They'll take it into turn number 1. Marr gonna try and crisscross down to the inside, not quite enough. Takes a peek see to the outside once again. Donald will work the bottom line. Mearns, Hajkowski, and Schofield together for spots 4, 5, and 6. Kevin Skelly coming down to complete lap number 3 in memory of Jimmy 2 at $20, and a 3rd place car gets $30. It said go get him, Charlie, and heck, it is Charlie Donald who picks up that bonus money there on lap number 3, $25. Joel Mearns in the 4th spot. Last year's winner, Jimmy Hajkowski, the Skyline Towing, number 45, works the high side. Battling for spot number 5 with the 77 of Joe Schofield. Single file they'll work at Vigiletti at 7th, car gain 8th. Billy Deke Jr. now in the 9th position. And Danny Marr, who started back in 14th, now trying to work his way into the top 10 as well. Down through 3 and 4. Top 5 single file. It is Kevin Skelly continuing to run on the top, and Doc and Kiddo, $25. Your money goes to Kevin Skelly. Marr, Donald, Mearns, and Hajkowski. Single file all the way back to about spot number 9, where Billy Deke looks to mount the challenge. A lot of smoke coming out of Ryan Modiato's number 7. We got one around over in corner number 2. Looks like Sean Marr, wrong direction. Yellow once again. Zach Sorrentino getting the push down the front stretch of the short chute area. Tough break for the rigger from the Lebanon Valley Speedway. The Racer Auto Services number 54S machine. Sean Bam Bam Marr. The reason for the caution over in corner 2, the around the clock towing sponsored mount. One of 3 Racing Marr brothers. So with the track now being clear, drivers get the command to go double file.
All right, we got a New York SUV, HAZ 7764. You must move that SUV immediately. You're blocking somebody in that has to leave for an emergency. HAZ 7764, a New York plated SUV. You must move it or the rollback is on its way. Thank you.
23 of the original 26 remain. 5 laps in the record books, 20 more here to go for the Tri-County Automotive Street Stock Shootout Series feature event. Skelly Marr 1-2. Donald puts it right down on the bottom of the racetrack. Mearns up through the middle to the top side. Hajkowski and Schofield battle it out for the 5th position, that is side by side. 2 separate 2-car battles. Donald keeps it right down on the inside. Down the front straightaway, completing lap number 6. And Charlie Donald in that 3rd spot. $40 from Sean Hart Racing to the third place car. So Charlie Donald picking up some extra lap money for just staying in the third spot, as Kevin Skelly carrying the money up on the top end. Down the front straightaway, it is Kevin Skelly stretching out the lead now. Got himself about a 6-car length advantage over Jimmy Marr, Donald, Burns, and Hajkowski. 3, 4, 5. Emerson Cargain now getting a little bit closer to Schofield. He'll slide up the track. Vigiletti into the 8th spot. Danny Marr's 9th, and Bob Slate Jr. in the 10th position. Completing lap number 8 this time by, and Skelly continues to dominate out front. Marr feeding back. Donald, Burns, and Hajkowski, 3, 4, 5. A lot of smoke still coming out of Modiano's car every time through the corners. Looks like Salerso going to rejoin us back off a turn at number 2 this time. By the stripe, nothing changed out front. Hajkowski and the 77 of Sheffield continue to battle for spots 5 and 6. Hajkowski getting a little bit closer now to Mearns as they single file it down the backstretch. Top 2 have gotten away from the rest of the field. Top 2 have drawn off, very safe in their spots. Donald, Mearns, Hajkowski, Sheffield, Cargain. Tight knit racing action for spots 3 through 8. Marr 9th, and Slate rounding out the top 10. Hajkowski trying to run that bottom side. Can't keep the momentum built up off of the corners enough to try and work by. It is still Kevin Skelly out front. Donald Burns and Hajkowski together. Donald really sliding through the corners. Here comes Jim Hajkowski down to the inside. Hajkowski, defending champion of this race, getting a little bit stronger here as he gets a little heat in the tires. Worked by Mearns and picked up the 4th spot. He will now mount the challenge to Charlie Donald for the 3rd position. Donald has it. A jalopy jet hanging on to the 3rd spot. Hajkowski 4th, Mearns 5th, as they really start to begin to gaggle up there behind Charlie Donald. Cargain back in the 6th position, going to drop down to the bottom side of Mearns, coming up on the halfway point. $250 to the halfway leader, courtesy of Rock Fantasy, right here in Middletown, New York. Skelly picking up that money. We've got a blown out right front on Salerso's 52. Don't know if he's going to be able to get down across the track, and it could be dangerous if he tries to do it now. He'll stay up there as the field goes by, waiting for just the right. Oh, we got Cargain around on the backstretch. Yellow flag will fly. Yellow comes out as our leader heads into 1. Buck will quickly jump out there with the pace truck to pick him up. Cargain, who was running in the 5th position, loses a handle on it down the back stretch, gets it turned around. Tough break as he was up there in a top 5 running spot, now relegated back to the tail side. Halfway home, 13 laps down, 12 to go. So Skelly, nice and easy by the start-finish line with Jimmy Dart tucked in behind. Just to cool down the tires for some of them. Looked like other drivers were getting better as the heat got into the tires, so we'll see what happens on this restart. Green, green, green. Drag races on once again up front. Marr tries to get a run off the high side, doesn't quite get the bite off the corner, and Skelly, man, he got a great shot off the bottom side of turn number 2 that time. He'll head it down into turn 3 with about a car length advantage. Jimmy Marr, very potent runner around the clock towing M1, gonna try and peek seat to the inside this time, not enough room. Meanwhile, Mearns and Hykowski mix it up for the sport spot. Jimmy Hykowski, the Skyline towing number 45, using the outside lane of traffic. Mearns back in 5th. Then it's Danny Marr, who started in the 14th position, making up 8 spots right now. So making his way towards the front. Danny Marr in the 6th spot. Sheffield is 7th. Slate, who started back in 15th in the 8th spot, has made up 7. Tarantino, who started in spot number 20, is in the 10th spot. So we got Hykowski. Wow. Hykowski went around, did a donut, and kept it going. But, man, going from 4th to about 16th in one corner. Tough break for the defending champion of this race, Jimmy Hykowski. By the start-finish line, it is all Kevin Skelly continuing to dominate. Marr on the top 2 position. Nose to tail, they'll fight for the 3rd spot. Donald and Mearns continuing to go at it. Down the front straightaway, Skelly's lead getting bigger and bigger lap after lap. Mearns gonna take a peek, see up to the inside this time. Donald using up the real estate, starts slow, slides through the center. Mearns following him. Marr is 5th. Sheffield, Slate, 6, 7. Tarantino from the 20th starting position up to spot number 8. The Hammer Vigiletti back there in the 9th spot. 18 laps have been recorded in memory of Jimmy 2 at $20 going out to Skelly on that lap. Donald still able to fight off the challenges of little Joel Mearns for that 3rd spot. By the stripe they go. Kevin Skelly, very smooth through the corners, powerful down the straights. Marr giving chase. Donald, the only Camaro in the top 6. The Monte Carlos, the favorite breed here for the street stock runners. 5 laps to go this time by. 20 laps have been scored. $20 going out courtesy of Jonathan McGibbon on that lap. 5 laps remain for race leader Kevin Skelly. Marr beginning to lose sight, almost a half a straightaway behind. Donald is 3rd. Mearns nice and smooth in the 4th spot. Here comes Danny Marr down to the inside. Marr from 14th now going to try and fight into the top 4 running order. As Skelly's lead is bigger lap after lap. Marr very, very secure in spot number 2. Nothing changing. It is still Donald, Mearns, Marr, Sheffield, and Slate. 2 through 7. Tarantino to the 8th spot. Vigiletti 9th. And Bill Deek Jr. back in spot number 10. Nothing changes. If nothing changes up front, the battle still rages on for spots 3 through 8. Charlie Donald working hard to fight off the challenges. The rooftop shuffler Joel Mearns in the engine shop, number 21, holds on to the 4th position. Marr tries to squeeze down to the inside, not enough. Sheffield and Slate a tiny bit of contact that time. Two laps remain, 23 have been scored, 2 more to go. That was a $54 lap courtesy of Carlotto Designs, a partner on Zach Sorrentino's car. As Kevin Skelly racking up the lap money. Off of turn number 4, the white bed sheet going to be flapping in the breeze one more time around for race leader Kevin Skelly. He's He's on cruise control out front. Marr all by his lonesome in spot number 2. Down the back stretch. He'll set himself right up to the outside wall. Lift momentarily. Set the car for turns number 3 and 4. Jerk that steering wheel to the left just a little bit. He'll set his sights down up on turn number 4. Dual checker flag set to fly. Winner of the Tri-County Automotive Street Stock Shootout Series, it is Kevin Skelly. Skelly brings home the victory over the M1 of Jimmy Marr. And third place at the wire will go to Charlie Donald. Rounding out your top 5 is Joel Mearns and Jeff Schofield. So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Street stock portion of this 2018 Eastern States weekend wrapped up. And Kevin Skelly out of North Branch, New York, the Deckelman's race in Skelly's towing number 67. We'll come out into Victory Lane and talk to us in just a moment. Jimmy Marr, spot number 2, and Charlie Donald rounding out the trifecta. Yes.
Check 1, 2. And on the front straightaway, hey, that is the Batmobile. Gary Ballou down here got the Batmobile on Victory Lane. He'll be our pace car later for the 200 lap modified event, but he's got it down here right now. And of course, the Ferriola and Sons number 73 that Gary piloted as well. Some very, very potent, beautiful race cars here all weekend long. We'll be talking with those guys in a little bit. And as was already mentioned here, on Friday night, after the conclusion of the Sportsman feature, Howie Finch came by, but unfortunately was deemed illegal over in Tech. So the second place driver climbing out of the car, Jared Labaugh, is now the winner of the 50-lap Sportsman feature event. Figured we'd bring him out and catch a couple of words with him. I had a chance to chat with you last night for a couple of minutes, Jared, and I said, you know what? I wish that we had the opportunity to bring you out into victory lane. You drove your tail off in that race, came home with a very hard-fought second spot, but due to some infractions, you find yourself the champion of that 50-lap race.
Yeah, I mean, it was just an awesome race. I think the fans probably had a blast, too. I mean, just for me behind the wheel, it was awesome trying to get to the front there and chasing Howie down. But, yeah, we just had a really fast car, and we brought her to the front.
That one restart, you had the shot on him down in a turn number 1. Car kind of slid up just a little bit under, and you got back underneath you. Really tough going out there, but you just made the car so smooth all night long.
Yeah, I mean, you know, this is just one of those crown jewel victories you always want to get, and we just try so hard every year, and we have, you know, such bad luck, and just it finally turned around this year, and you just got so many people to thank. You know, my main sponsor, Wholesale Food Equipment, Huff Cut Concrete, Hig Fab Chassis, Jerry Higby. He just does so much for me, and without him, I wouldn't be here, period. Spectrum Auto Body, and To the Max Landscaping. It's, you know, it's just pretty much a family and friend and sponsored deal. It just gets us here, and I'm just so proud that I can be here.
And you had an awesome mentor in your father, the old bounty hunter himself. You know, he's in the pits with you every single Saturday night, been guiding you your whole career. It must be nice to have somebody with such experience in your corner 100%.
No, it's definitely awesome, and now I finally got something on him, getting the Eastern States weekend win.
And you've got 5,000 reasons to smile. Congratulations, Jared LeBaugh.
Thank you.
Jared LeBaugh, ladies and gentlemen, winner of the Dirt Sportsman event from Friday night. He'll get his picture taken over in victory lane as the street stocks going over the scales and tech. They'll be out in just a little bit. But Jared LeBaugh, an up-and-coming second-generation driver who did all he could to work past Howie Finch, but it is what it is, and Jared down here right now will be congratulated with the victory lane photos as we await the arrival of our street stock top guys. So Jared LeBaugh over in victory lane collecting the laurels from Friday night as some of the crew and his sponsors will come over and join him. We've got lots of presentations to take care of down here at trackside. And Tim will be walking you through 99% of those. So Jared LeBaugh was long awaited for him down here in victory lane.
All right, we're going to turn our attention right now to the hard charger from last night here at the Orange County Fair Speedway. It took them a while to tabulate the finish here last night, the official finish. But winning the hard charger from last night's Eastern States 100, Tommy Meyer. Well, I'll tell you what, Tommy, quite an accomplishment. You just kind of ran out of laps to make any more space there, but you covered more distance than anybody else did. Hard charger of last night's 100. Way to go, Job.
Yeah, thanks, Tim. You know, it was a long day for us. We didn't time very well, and we had to run through the B main. And it was good that we were there because we had some carburetor trouble. We got to change that for the main event, and it ran good. And you know, the race worked in my favor. You know, the restart lanes that I was in were good, and we got through everything, so it turned out okay.
With the change of the scramble and the finish out there, of course, with the disqualification and stuff like that, we had to wait one night to make it official, so it's actually going to be $1,000 and maybe 10 cents interest, making you wait 24 hours for it.
Yeah, that's great. I appreciate that.
All right, $1,000 paycheck being given to Tommy Meyer, the hard charger from the small block modified Eastern States 100. Going to turn our attention right now to the 2018 Most Popular Driver Award winners here at the Orange County Fair Speedway. Okay, well, maybe we won't. Finally, we see the street stock winner, Kevin Skelly, coming out of turn number 4. We'll do him first. The line was too long in the bathroom back there in the pit area, so we had to just wait a few minutes for Skelly, but he has finally arrived here in Victory Lane, so we'll go back to his interview.
And climbing out of the car right now, winner of the Tri-County Automotive Street Stock race. I got to grab the other microphone. We'll make it work. Kevin Skelly, man, you got out front, my friend, and you checked out. Was it as easy as it looked?
Well, if I entered real carefully, it was pretty good in the turn. Just terrified after what happened last year. I just so afraid of it not happening again. And luckily, everything was perfectly smooth on this one and no problems and flawless. I couldn't ask for a better race.
Now, this car, no matter what track you seem to take it to, Kevin, from Accord to Bethel to Orange County, wherever you go, this car seems to be fast everywhere. What's the secret?
A lot of time when you build it. This is actually a new car. My other one got destroyed here last year at Eastern States, so there's a few pieces of the old one, but that's about it.
Well, you brought back the good pieces because, man, once you got out front, there was just no challenge. You opened it up. A lot of money on the line for you guys. That's got to feel pretty good.
Really nervous.
You figured guys would be driving over their mom to get up to the front for this one, but you held your line. You and Jimmy raced clean there on those restarts, and you made it look super, super impressive, Kevin.
Yeah, Jimmy and I had a couple great restarts, and he's a great dude to run with. Excellent. It's everything I could expect from a competitor. And I would like to thank some sponsors. North Branch Welding, my father's been a huge help. Deckelman Trucking's also been a huge help. And just everybody. The girlfriend's been great. Everybody's been great to help me get here.
You better remember to thank her. You'll be in big trouble. Kevin Skelly, congratulations on a great day, a great weekend. Enjoy the rest of your day, my friend.
Thank you.
Kevin Skelly, ladies and gentlemen, winner of the Tri-County Automotive's 25-lap street stock feature event. $2,500 first place prize money, lots of lap money, contingencies, whole lot of things going on for him here today. So once again, congratulations going out to Kevin Skelly.
We do have a New Jersey silver Hyundai that must be moved immediately. A New Jersey silver Hyundai AV4 5224, AV4 5224, a silver Hyundai jersey plates. You got to move it immediately. It is an emergency. Now we're going to turn our attention back to Steve Merrick with the Most Popular Driver Awards for 2018. Steve?
Well, Tim, thank you very much. These are the only awards that are presented at Orange County Fair Speedway annually that are given to the drivers by the vote of the fans in the stands through your readership of the Hard Clay Racing magazine. We're going to start in inverse order tonight because the modified feature is ready to go. And the most popular driver winner in the big block modified class is no stranger to this award. He's won it many times over, and you have recognized him once again. Ladies and gentlemen, would you welcome, please, Jerry Higbee, most popular big block modified driver. And Jerry, congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you to all our fans here that came out this weekend and all season long here in Orange County. You know, things are just looking so bright here, and it's an exciting day today. It's going to be an awesome race. I'm happy to be here. I'm starting kind of far in the back, but, you know, persevere and just keep plugging. Been an okay year, but a great year for OCFS. Really, really happy.
True words have never been spoken. Everything is great at the racetrack. The sun even popped out here for us, and good luck in the Eastern States.
Thank you. Thanks.
Now, the Street Stock Most Popular Driver Award has an interesting twist this year due to your voting. And as Christina Contento comes in here to help with the trophy presentations, we will reveal that there are 2 tied winners of the Most Popular Street Stock Award. They are track champion Jimmy Marr and many-time past recipient of the Most Popular Driver Award, Charlie Donald. Gentlemen, your Most Popular Driver Awards for 2018 Street Stock. Night. Most Popular Sportsman Driver Award. And incidentally, the confusion down here is that this was a very late tie with the final voting, so we owe one of these guys a trophy. We're going to let them decide who it's going to be. But there is no tie in the Sportsman Most Popular Driver Award. This competitor drove the race of his career on Friday night, coming from 26th to 5th. He has big plans in his career, in his future. He just ran the street stock race. One of the top competitors here for many years. His star is on the rise. You have named him Most Popular Sportsman Driver, Tommy Vi. And Tommy, congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Thanks for everybody coming.
Well, it's good to have you win, and congratulations on all that you've done and a great race on Friday night. If you could just stand by for a group picture with Christina, we'll get everything squared away here. And finally, the Most Popular Driver Award winner, again, no surprise. It's the driver who has captivated our attention ever since she started driving Sportsman here. Small blocks this year, a great run, top 10 in points for Allison Rickey, our most popular small block modified driver. And Allison, congratulations.
Thank you.
It's always a pleasure to be able to present these things to you here, and congratulations on a great season, if not such a great Eastern States.
Yeah, no, it was a good season. It stinks the weather here wasn't that great and we couldn't race that much. But we had a pretty good Eastern States, finished 8th, started 27th, and the beginning didn't start off that well, but we held in there for an 8th place, which was really good.
And on the way avoided an accident, too, on the home stretch, right?
Yeah.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's have a big round of applause for all of our Most Popular Driver Award winners. Jerry Higbee, big block. Allison Rickey, small block. Tommy Vi, sportsman. And our co-winners in the Street Stock Most Popular Driver Award, Jimmy Marr and Charlie Donald. Congratulations to the 5, and thank you, folks, for being a part of the Most Popular Driver celebration.
She wants Tommy to pull the thing.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to draw this afternoon's 50-50 winning ticket. It is worth $2,554, and Tommy Vi will now draw the winning number.